Hello, and welcome to our very latest episode of Night Quest with Doodle and CMoney. I am CMoney, and I'm joined by the always lovely Doodle.
What's up, everyone? Thank you so very much for rocking out with us tonight. Happy Tuesday. Let's get it.
Let's get it in.
What's up,
deep.
CMoney?
What's up, baby girl?
How you doing?
I feel like it's been so long since we were live. We're on Friday night. It's now Tuesday night.
Woo!
We've had a busy weekend.
Get it.
Listen, guys, what a way to come back, though.
Yes.
You saw all the fun stuff going on.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. Xbox dominating that PlayStation store, bro. Oh my God. Yo, they can't breathe, son.
That's how you show up, baby.
Yo, wow. If you ever saw Pony tell you that they didn't want no Xbox games, let me tell you,
They were lying.
they're full of shit.
They were lying.
Those motherfuckers lining up in droves, bro. Holy shit. They saved up all their pennies from all the games they didn't have to buy because Sony wasn't releasing shit to just dump that shit right on Xbox first party games.
You get a copy, and you get a copy.
Glorious.
Everybody gets one. They want one for under their pillow, one for the console, one to take to work.
Facts.
Listen,
It's the truth.
They've forgotten what real games were supposed to make you feel like. And
Facts.
I feel like they're getting that feeling like a child.
Well,
that joy that Astrobot couldn't give them, and excitement about a game.
Facts. Imagine being a PlayStation game saying, I'm going to be in my own store. I am such a big boy now. I'm so happy. All the PlayStation people are going to come and buy me, and I'm going to be so amazing. Meanwhile,
step aside.
The reality is that when Xbox drops a pre-order, those panties drop. Let's call it what it is. The panties drop. They do it as quick as humanly possible, bro. Just as quick as the homie Pharaoh arriving at the building.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
What's good?
What is going on, player?
So I know I didn't miss the show starting, so only here for the intro. Only a couple minutes late.
I mean, you just missed it. That's okay.
That's it. It's all good.
Yeah, man. So how you been, man? Been good? It's been
I've been good. It's just been a very busy, chaotic month. The month of birthdays. I got like 7 birthdays this month, and the last one is like Thursday. So yeah, it's been busy.
Holy crap!
Damn,
that's a lot, dude.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of birthdays.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yes. Something about March. I don't know what month is 9 or 10 months back, and what holiday is associated with it, but that
everybody was dipping it.
Yeah. Everyone's busy. Whatever month that is.
Yo, I gotta say, I'm glad you're here. I think this is it's gonna be a fun night. It's gonna be a fun night.
Yes.
Yeah,
for us.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a lot of like actual cool shit to talk about and just hilarious shit. It's just so funny that they like they're still in this mindset, right? They still think in their hearts and in their minds that the fact that Xbox is putting their games on PlayStation, right? That somehow equals them having some type of huge W. The W that they have is that they get the privilege to spend money on an Xbox game, and just in their heart, they're going ahead and helping fund the Game Pass subscription, all the games that go in. It's glorious. I love it. And as soon as one of them, anyone at this point, we toss them over there, and they're just like little piranhas, right? They get all excited, and then like go up, and they just try to eat as quick as possible. It's glorious, bro. Oh my God, I love it. We're gonna talk about it.
Yes, sure.
Go ahead. You can say.
No, we're gonna talk about it later. I'll save it for later. It's all good.
All right.
Let's go.
We're gonna talk about it. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Very, very excited about it. But guys, you know what the fuck it is, man. We're here with our peoples on a motherfucking Tuesday.
Yes.
Night, rocking out with the homies.
BBG, baby.
Y'all. We appreciate y'all for being here with us. That being said, we are going to shout out our homies again. All of our supporters on Patreon and YouTube. You guys are the shit. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
specifically,
guys.
We're going to shout out our YouTube elite members.
Let's
That's right.
go.
We have the homie Big Boy Mike, Dark Angelic, Pragmatic Eagle, Coach of the Canuck, Music 72, and Queen Witch. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Guys,
of course,
so much.
we have our inner circle member, our big dog homie, Big Migs Gaming.
Yes.
Thank
you,
my brother. We appreciate
Thank you.
Now, everything else is a lie. So, illusions. I had to take that out. Real quick because I did not edit that. Correct.
Illusions, like the idea of PlayStation having games. It's all an illusion.
It's,
you know?
Oh, I
it's
love a
real.
good slap in the face when it's not expected. It's beautiful. You know a pony felt that one. Say, God damn, why? Why? I'm just here for funs. I'm just here for funs and giggles. Listen, look, the reality is they finally have good games to play.
They do. They do.
And as long as they got that space on their debit cards, maybe their EBT cards and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
they can
I don't know. but you know what?
For a month.
There's a couple years ago, you know, there's a trailer everyone was dying to see. They were waiting for this PlayStation exclusive. They just couldn't die. They were just dying to get it, and they finally got it. Abandoned, because that's what that's what Sony did.
Damn. It was a way of seeing the future. They foretold their future and said, "Hey, listen, we have a game dropping. You should know it well."
You remember, but you remember though, they were waiting for the trailer to drop, and like it was like they waited like 3 days.
I thinking it was gonna come. Oh yeah.
Listen,
they got it. It's here.
It's a reality show.
Yo, it's so glorious. It's so glorious. I love it. I love it. It's so good. That being said, you know what it is. We appreciate everyone who supports us over on Patreon, YouTube, all of our elite members, our inner circle members. You guys are the shit. But of course, you are fine homies right now, being live in the building with us right now. You guys are supporting us in such a major way, man. And we appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with us. So thank y'all so much. You are all so awesome. But of course, you cannot all be equal. No.
Slap them up, baby.
Every show.
Tell them.
3 of you.
Only 3.
Rise.
Woo.
Rise to become the specials.
The specials.
That's right. And we have our 3 specials. That's right. Making his return to the top of the pot.
Who's back?
The homie. Motherfucking E-Ranks.
Oh, damn.
With the hashtag here before music 72.
The beef continues.
Listen.
Damn.
I don't think music got it in him anymore. You know what I'm saying? To compete.
He gave up.
He
peaked. Wow.
I think he peaked.
But listen,
just what it is.
Don't we have like a common denominator here? Like E-Ranks had a beef with Ryuar. Now he has a beef with music. Like, what's going on here? What's going on?
I mean, are we suggesting that E-Ranks found a way to get into their psyche and make it so that they cannot compete?
I think so. They can't compute.
They can't. I get it. For sure. All right. Number 2 in the building.
Yes.
You know him well. Motherfucking elite member.
Oh.
Our boy.
Oh, I know.
Coach of the Canuck.
Damn.
Damn in the building. What's up, my
Let's go.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, homie.
E-Rank says, I got haters for days.
Yo, facts. As long as you don't be doing no pab shit, you good.
No. Don't be pabbing.
Rounding out our top 3. Our homie.
Yes. Who would be?
Motherfucking Jonas the Dad.
Let's go.
Jonas the motherfucking Dad. Number 3 in the building. Thank you, my brother, for being here. Appreciate you, my dude. Shout out to everybody else who's here as well. That being said, I gotta update that banner. So who was it? E-Ranks. Canuck. Wait, what the fuck? Okay. Let's hit a little with the E ranks. Let's hit a little Coach Canuck. And
Jonas the dad, baby.
Motherfucking dad. Also, Jonas, the motherfucking dad here. Also, Jonas, the motherfucking dad here. Jesus, Jonas is not fucking around. He came to slap some bitches up. I believe it at this point. There we go. Do that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, good, good. See, this is how things get done during the show. You know what I'm saying? It's the best way, most effective. Okay. Now, you know we got our boy here. That's right. It's our motherfucking homie, Jonas, the motherfucking dad. Jonas, the dad with that $2 super chat. First super
Let's
chat
go.
of the day. He's
Jonas, thank you so much.
The banner. He says, next, X getting Steam has the copium flowing hard. Yes. Yes, they're distraught, some would say. Shook, others might say. It's a problem for them. It's a problem for them. And the funny thing is, right, this is the funny thing, right? They over here shouting to the world, nah, man, you guys are not going to get PlayStation games because PlayStation's going to block that shit, yo. And then they turn around, PlayStation, please block that shit, please, please, yo, please. Right? That's dumb. That's dumb. Meanwhile, all of the Xbox community, when thinking about Steam, not one goddamn PlayStation game does any of us give a shit about. You know how many actual bangers are over there on Steam that we're now going to be able to have? Come on, man.
Yeah, that's the bigger deal. I think, and again, just as a reminder, this is simply because it's hilarious. It's hilarious because they go out there and they've been pivoting, right? And they're trying to figure out what their end goal really is. And every time they shift it, they get knocked the fuck down. And this was just another one. They were out there celebrating that they were getting Xbox games, and somehow, you know, PlayStation games were never going to touch the Xbox platform, even though Hiroki came out here and said, we are putting our games everywhere, right? I think that was enough for you to pipe down and kind of weigh it out and see what was going to take place, especially considering what the competition is doing. So it's just funny how everything they put out there kind of comes back and bites them in the ass. But this is going to be a brutal one because I think that this is Hiroki's way of not having to spend any extra money, right? We'll see how it plays out, but this is his way of getting that extra cash that they need without putting extra effort into it.
Yeah, I do. It's funny because outside of the funniness that it is that they're so butthurt about this idea and so desperate to stop it. You know, the same rationale that I use when I tell people, like, it's stupid to be pissed that the games are on PlayStation because you could never stop these dudes from buying an Xbox or going ahead and streaming it through cloud or buying it on PC, right? Like they had access to it. You know what I'm saying? Like they could have played these games. Who the fuck cares, right? What's the difference, right? Same thing the other way around, right? Like these dudes really that like sad in their hearts.
They're so invested when
they really are.
It's crazy how that is your identity, and like the upsetness over people that are, it's like beyond, like it's not just their feelings that they're processing, they're also processing the fact that some people are not upset about this and it is just effing up their world. Like they want to find everything else that it's wrong, right? Like it's bad enough that you're hanging on to that baggage. But again, the games, I think that this is necessary. I think that going ahead and porting the games, there has to be some type of fear in there for PlayStation. Their gamers are not showing up for the games that they're making, and if they port them to freaking Xbox, what if they don't show up either? Xbox games are selling on their platform. We know those developers are starving, but we have Game Pass. I think the deals have to be a little more intense in order, aside from like maybe Spider-Man, in order to lure people in. I don't know what they're going to be willing to put on the table. It would be hilarious. The next level would be them putting some games in Game Pass and saying, F it, let me get that back.
Well, this is what it looks like. And again, we're definitely going to talk about it, but it's clear that this is PlayStation's out, right? Where they can essentially make money off of whatever Xbox people do buy their games via Steam, while still keeping their PAB ponies, okay, who are, so fragile, and keeping them by saying, hold on, we're not putting PlayStation games on Xbox. They're getting that through Steam, right? Not through us. We didn't directly put it there.
Such a
so
crazy
it makes them feel better about it, right?
See, but I think that that's a worse situation. I listen, for me, and I say it till this day, Xbox putting their games on PlayStation was a power move. I think going ahead and getting invaded and on your own platform and having Xbox show up with a bag of freaking games like it's freaking Christmas, and having these developers excited like they've never had Christmas before, willing to pay for their own gifts. It's wild. And then on top of it, to come in and say, we didn't choose for Xbox to have our games. They took them from us. You understand? Like, they're on their knees to have these games in a situation where they're being ripped out of your hands, where you once again don't have a say-so. I mean, that's a PAB. That's a PAB indeed.
Facts. The truth hurts, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to our boy Maurice Branch in the building, man. Member for
What's
13
up, love?
motherfucking months.
Thank
Thank
you so much.
Here,
man. Appreciate you, homie. Says, what up, Cash Money and Doodle?
What's up,
Just showing
love?
my support. We'll
Thank
cast a
you.
replay as I'm
Appreciate you so much,
Appreciate you,
man.
fan. Thank you so much, homie. And our
Thank you.
boy Jonas, the motherfucking dad.
Let's
went ahead
freaking
and
go.
gifted 5.
Yes.
On point for Gable memberships, man. Thank
Jonas,
you so much, player.
Thank you so much.
Much
That's
appreciated.
so
homie.
dope.
Y'all know what to do.
Tell them, baby.
But motherfucker, welcome to the family emoji in the chat.
Yes.
Welcome our newest members, man. We appreciate
Woo.
each and every one of y'all for rocking out with us. So thank y'all so much. Let me see. Who
Thank
got
you,
it.
guys.
Let's see who
Welcome.
got Meet the Cheater.
Yes.
Got Devil's Island. Got Dion Hayes.
Let's
Got
go.
the Zohan. And you got Radio Matt Gaming.
Let's go.
Shout out to
Welcome,
you
you guys. And
Thank
thank
you
you
for
so
being here.
much, Jonas the
Appreciate
Dad. That's so dope of you, bro. Thank you.
All right. I see the homie User for Games. What's up, man? Thank you for
You,
being
sir,
here.
was good.
Do you K now?
Better
the
late
Pro
than
Boy
never.
Inside? What's up, man?
What's
Thank you for
up?
being here. Appreciate you, homie. Right, you are gaming.
Right, you are.
in
What's
the
good,
motherfucking
fam?
Building. What's up, player?
Que pasa?
Power Boss. What's going on, my dude? It's
Let's go.
Timmy.
It's Timmy.
What's up, homie? Says, what up, D Money? Oh my boy. Dark Tribe in the building. Oh shit, he said Wolverine on Xbox. Let's go. They better fix that shit before that shit
Yes,
come out, yo.
seriously.
Give us the Activision one. We don't want that one. Give us the
Yeah,
Activision one.
facts.
Listen, we
Facts.
bougie. We are used to a certain quality of games, and whatever they've been dropping, it's not gonna cut it.
Facts. Agreed. I see Weenie Kills in the building. What's up, man?
What's
Mr.
up, baby?
Money 2121.
What's good?
What's going on, player? Razor, motherfucking Ultron.
Yes.
What's up, dude?
That's the homie.
Dante in the building. What's up, man?
Dante,
Silver
what's up?
Fox.
Ooh.
What's going on, dude? Meet the Cheater.
Yes.
What's going on, player? S Cruz in the building. What's up, man? Who else we got in here? Nocturnal. What's up, dog?
What's up,
Thank you for
Nocturnal?
rocking out, man. Outward Lyric in the building. What's going on? Who's that? Becca in the building.
Becca, my girl, what's good,
What's up,
baby?
homie? Razor Ultra says, CMoney, you saying they letting Xbox in with the quickness or when they drop the pennies real quick, son? Real quick. Like, not even a second thought. Not even a second.
They may not be wearing any, just just in hoping, hoping,
Facts.
like
Facts.
sliding through.
Yo, sliding through for reals. Cage, El Vampiro Borracho.
¿Qué pasa,
Says
vampiro?
the king of the Pabs is here.
Oh,
Yo,
listen,
I'm saying.
Jersey boy.
Golden Souk.
Trying to work on
Jersey boy's
something here,
funny.
but it's not.
Trying to work on something.
Yeah, if I get it to work, y'all will see it.
All right.
Oh.
All right. Cool.
Excited. Let's go.
Space Shot in the building.
What's up, Space
What's
Shot?
up, man? Thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you, love.
Appreciate you. Power Boss. What's up, man? Says, guess what? Pony's been claiming Xbox whole slate going to PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
This new handheld Xbox gets all PS games first and more.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
It's funny how it meant so much for them to say that, right? Like Xbox whole slate going to PlayStation. They really felt a certain type of way about that. So like they were really pumped for it, right? And they sat there and they try to play it off like we just saying that because you have your games over here now, you bent the knee. Meanwhile, these motherfuckers haven't stopped lining up, paying that $100 for the
games that they don't want.
No, for the games they don't want, but for that to play early. They want to play early for late games. You know what I'm saying? Like they could have just paid, $70 or $60
guys,
and played it on Xbox or PC.
Wait. No. It can't be. CMoney. Tell me it ain't so. Didn't the developers say we were stupid for paying for early access?
No,
right?
But they also
doesn't that disqualify the deal for Game Pass, Faro? Doesn't that disqualify the whole situation? Wasn't that us getting screwed?
They always said they would pay for quality.
Well, I mean, they didn't lie. They didn't lie. It's the only quality games they've been getting, and they've been showing up. So I guess it checks out, right? I mean, I think it
adds up.
They
don't show up for PlayStation games. They show up for Xbox games. Got it.
Facts, yo.
The proof is in the pudding, right? It's not what they say. It's what they do.
That's right. That's fucking right. Future generations.
What's up,
man?
baby?
Be here. He says Steam controls this shit. Sony don't control shit. Just like they control shit with the Bungie deal. Damn. That's cold.
That's wild.
That's cold.
That's
it's
wild.
The truth, though.
They really
Dark
did.
Angelic in the building. They really did, though.
It's crazy.
They really, really did.
What a mess.
It's hilarious, but it's the truth. Our homie, Big Boy Mike.
Yo.
What's up, my player?
What's up, bro? Hey, yo.
In the building. What's going on, man?
What's good?
Belzaire in the building. What's up, man? This is the
Belzaire,
true facts. There isn't any PlayStation games I'm even interested in playing. So this is the real fucked up part for them, right? So check this out. Like, this is a simple situation that takes place. New console comes out. I get hyped and I say, I'm buying every console because I want to have access to everything, right? And then I look at PlayStation and it's like, yo, I bought this PlayStation 5 for no reason, right? Like every game that I've purchased from there, all the exclusives that they had that I bought did not live up to the hype.
Did not.
Right? Did not surpass the original games that they're sequels of or anything like that. So we haven't gotten anything out of it. It's been such a waste of money. Now, with Steam on our Xbox, don't have to worry about it. And now I never have to buy the games.
Baby,
Go ahead.
Check out the background.
Oh, shit.
background.
Oh, shit.
Pad free zone.
Yo, that's fire.
Yo, that's sick.
You gotta send that to me. I'll put it up on one of the corners.
Yo.
Oh man.
It should be on our Tuesday shows. That's what's up,
Pad
Farrell. That's so dope.
Let's see if I can.
That's sick.
So the point is, when I have the PlayStation, I feel inclined to purchase an exclusive, right? Because it's like I have the console, I should probably just buy it. I haven't done that lately. Well, they haven't had anything worth buying, but once it's on Steam, I'll never have to buy it because I won't feel like I bought something specifically to
When
play it.
once
You
you
know what I'm saying?
invest in the box, you have to kind of say, okay, I bought it for a reason. Let's see what's going to live up. And listen, when the first game drops and you're like, okay, this was good. Let's see what they're going to do next. And they don't elevate the game. We have an issue, right? But the fact that they didn't do that, that's a problem of its own. But now it's nice and easy to know, like Ghost of Yote, right? Mm.
Mm.
It's
That
in
one's
your
gonna be rough.
DMs, Steven.
Ooh,
That's gonna be rough. I gotta see this.
it's gonna be real rough, actually. I mean, listen, I'm I'm still hopeful. Oh shit, there we go. All right, me likeys. Okay, so go here, go here, go there. Boom, beautiful. There we go. Now pull it up.
Yo, oh, that's sick.
Damn.
Yo, that's sick. Let's
Tab free zone,
go.
baby. Tab free zone. I gotta save that
Yes.
and put it in there. I'll make it work.
Oh,
It's
I
fire.
love it.
Super fire.
Wow, that's sick. Good job.
Good shit. Good shit.
Thanks.
There we fucking go. Well, this is, I mean, at least now they can see it, so they have that
A
warning.
reminder. So it lives in their heart.
Don't be a pap. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a pap. It all works. I do see the homie Pragmatic E on the building.
Let's
What's up,
go.
dude? Thank you for rocking out with us.
What's
player.
good? Thank you for being here.
I see Fillmore Pockets. What's
Fillmore.
up, dog? Thank you for rocking out with us. I see Jean-Marc Luis,
Ooh,
the homie.
Jean-Marc Luis.
I see our boy Dan Lazaro.
Dan,
member for
what's
10
up?
motherfucking months.
Thank you.
Says bots are more excited about being able to play PlayStation games on Xbox than actual Steam. I don't give a shit about PlayStation games. Give me that Steam library.
Ooh,
FPS. Yo, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if they are. Do you like? I haven't really seen that too much. I mean, I guess there's some maybe that are wanting to, you know, there's still a bit of performative, you know, bullshit happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a gamer, so I just want to play PlayStation games here. It's like, all right, fam, nobody gives a fuck. I didn't care about the PlayStation games when I had the goddamn PlayStation. Why would I care now? And what, you got what, one game a year? One that might be of interest? Come on, man.
And
Come on.
I think the one thing that's unique about Xbox gamers is that they typically have more than one console. I would say most Xbox gamers.
Facts.
So,
Agreed.
and I know me, I've had a PlayStation 1 through PlayStation 5. So games from PlayStation making it over to Xbox doesn't make me want to play PlayStation games. What it does do is the next generation, it delays my interest in getting a PlayStation 6. If I get a PlayStation 6, it's
That
only
right there.
as an enthusiast. I get it only like I might buy it and never take it out the box per se because I don't need it.
Honestly,
'Cause they're going extinct.
PlayStation 6 might be the only console you definitely want to get, because I really feel like you might end up with a Concord situation at some point where it's just like, you know what, we put the box out, but fuck it, we don't want
Another
to do it
funeral.
anymore. We're done.
Yeah.
No. It's actually the only thing that is gonna live on. I think they'll keep making I know the whole hashtag no PS6, and that's, I mean, in some aspects, I think that's really true. But I do think that's the only thing that they will have, because I feel like it's inevitable that they're just going to become a store. Right?
So at this point, check on Xbox making their games irrelevant, and check on them making their box irrelevant. So I see what they're doing.
For their box to exist, they're eventually going to have to become what Nintendo is. Like, not the premium box, but, you know, a tier under, and make it known that they're a tier under, because the infrastructure required for AAA gaming is growing and growing, and PlayStation's unable to meet that. Like, the cloud gaming, the services that they provide, they're just not able to maintain it. So they're going to end up, and they're not able to do the first party output either. So they're in this limbo area where they're not going to be able to keep up long term. They're going to have to make something that's lesser at some point if they're going to, because they're not going to be able to keep up with where Microsoft is trying to take them.
That's
Agreed.
facts. That's
Agreed.
just facts. Not even close, sadly for them. But listen, I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm
But
here for it.
listen,
I'm here for the ride.
to Dan's point, it's I haven't seen it much, so I don't know exactly how they're feeling. This is that whole caught up situation where it's like maybe they're just excited to have the games because they felt like they were losing control of their games by Xbox putting some games on the PlayStation platform. Or listen, a lot of them are freaking undercover and just waiting to go ahead and play those games. But like Faro said, most of the time, a lot of Xbox games that want to experience PlayStation games go ahead and just scoop up a PlayStation or a
Agreed.
Nintendo. That's normally the way it goes. These
Yeah, I think
developers are the
most-
ones that either keep it undercover, nice and tight, or they go ahead and don't do that because obviously it is the casual box.
Yeah, I agree. I think at the end of the day, if I think most Xbox people who gave a shit about any of the PlayStation games would have already went ahead and either played them on PC already when they came out on PC, or when they were on they just bought a PlayStation and got them, right?
Yeah.
Just like last year was the first year, I think, in all of history that I didn't buy any PlayStation game for myself. Like, not at all. Like the year before, obviously Spider-Man comes out, you want to see, what it is. I have a PlayStation 5, might as well check it out. But outside of that, this past year, 2024, nothing.
And it may as
Honestly,
well have been
I
like a
don't know what
demo
else.
that was released for that Spider-Man game. It's so right off the get-go, kind of like off-putting for us at least.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It didn't hit anything. But it is what it is. I see the homie RC Polygons in the
RC, what's
building.
up, baby?
Here we go. We need to see Xbox buy another publisher like Take-Two. It would destroy the ponies more than Steam already did.
Break their
Ooh.
backs, right?
Man.
Their legs are broken. The arms too. Aim for the back, baby.
I mean, it would stand to reason that if they went ahead after the Steam news, came out, and now everybody's all panicked and all stressed, to then go ahead and be like you want to strengthen your Game Pass, right? At that point, you want to give even more reason to stay, purchasing and doing things through Xbox, right? So when you have a competing store on there, you're essentially opening yourself up to letting people live there more than they do on your own stuff. So it would be standard reason that you go buy another publisher, bro. Go to another publisher, throw even more shit into Game Pass. Come on, man. It's no brainer.
Yeah. I already said
No
somewhere in the fall that's probably going to happen. That's my guess.
I feel like it's time. It's been a while since they bought something. You know what I'm saying?
Somewhere in that August to November range, I can see them making an announcement.
Facts. Agreed. I think it'll happen. I think this year we're definitely gonna get something. So it'll make sense to me. That one guy in the building. What's up, man?
What's good,
Thanks for
baby?
being here, man. Be nice.
What's up, be nice?
What's going on, player? How you doing, man? Mean cast guy in the building. What's up, bro?
Look what the cat dragged in.
He says, ponies think that PlayStation gets more value that they can pay for Xbox games on PlayStation. But now they saying Xbox is losing value for letting its user get all the games. That doesn't make it make sense, right? So PlayStation gets more value because they're getting access to more games, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Xbox is quote unquote losing value because Xbox players will have access to all the games.
And Game Pass. Just to make it clear. Yeah, I see how people wouldn't want that.
What a combo.
Yeah, what a mess.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense, but this is the hoops that they jump through to try to make you think that somehow you're on the losing side of this. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy how sad they are and how upset that they get with this idea that we are not jumping off of, ledges and shit because of bullshit.
I don't think they're gonna get it until they see what Forza ends up doing to Gran Turismo.
You know that dude, what's his name? Yamacho, whatever. The guy who does who does what the I don't even know the name of their studio anymore. I feel like I forgot who makes Gran Turismo. Oh, Polyphony, right? Shit, I fucking forgot the name of the studio.
They're freaking Men in Black. They're doing that Men in Black situation to people. Like, these games were never made by us.
That's crazy. They're already out of my mind. Like the damn company who makes the game forever. I already fucking like forgot about them. That's wild. Snooki Jackson in the building.
Snooki, what's up, my love?
Thank you for being here, bro.
What's going on?
Man.
Thank you.
Thank you for rocking out, man. Appreciate you, fam. I see Demo Flow in the building. What's up, homie? Thank you for rocking out, player.
Thank you.
Rocco Bell. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Let me see. I said, what's up to Outward Lyric, right? I think so.
But what if you didn't?
Well, what's up, Outward Lyric? Appreciate you, fam.
What's good?
22TH.
Yes.
54. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you. Says Taylor Parker. What's up, man?
What's up, Taylor?
Do you think the next new Xbox will be the standard or minimum requirement for PC games? I think when you look at the number of people who have like PCs and their GPUs, Xbox, I think, is definitely going to be it will be considered a higher end PC for most people. It's not going to be a 4090 or a 5090 or anything like that, but it'll be a higher end PC. And the killer is going to be their ability to give you more for less money, because they're going to be making, this obviously at scale. Not that they're going to make it super cheap, but I think they're going to, they'll be the cheaper entry point for a PC that's good, right? Like, people get into PCs and they're like, oh man, I don't know if I buy, is this PC good? Is this PC good? Right?
Yeah.
There's so many different
a lot
brands,
goes into it,
right?
A lot of different variables.
This is actually going to streamline that for a lot of people.
I agree.
Where it's just like, I want to buy a PC. I don't know what's good. Well, just buy an Xbox, right? Like the Xbox PC.
It's going to simplify everything.
Yeah, it's going to be the standard, right? Like, once it becomes the de facto PC, that's what it's going to be. It's just people are going to be looking at that as the standard, and then anything you want to go above that, do you, right? And anything below that, it's like, well, did you really save that much money, or would it have just been better to buy an Xbox?
Just hoping for the world you can build your own Xbox. Oh, 4090 in it, 5090 in it, 3900 XT, whatever rocks your boat. I hope you can do that.
That's gonna be wild.
Yeah.
Oh, 4090. Wow, what a stab. What a stab.
If you want path tracing or ray trace, like however you want a game, if you're in for the top tier experience wrapped in an Xbox, I hope you're able to get that.
Yeah, I agree. If you want a real 4090 on your console, that would be.
What do you mean?
Would be
You're
nice.
saying the Pro's not a 4090?
I am saying that flat out.
Oh my god, that's fucking wild, man. A Togi gamer in the building. What's up, man?
What's up?
I like this idea. Says rather see Xbox buy Steam. Well, this would just bring it fucking full circle at that point.
I think the Steam store being on there is kind of an admission that there's like a handshake deal. Like, whenever Gabe's done, he'll sell it off to Microsoft. I don't see a world where Gabe retires and they don't buy Steam.
Music to our ears.
I tend to agree, brother. I tend to agree. I have the motherfucking homie Do UK now, the broke boy insider with that $2 super chat. Appreciate you, fam.
Thank you.
Says CMoney. How can you be here and be playing Roblox? That's a good question. That's a good question. See, what I do is, I'm so intensely playing Roblox myself every moment of every day. But then when I come to the shows, I hand it off to my children. It's not my children playing.
No.
It's
No.
me playing. But when I'm at the
Sometimes
show,
he's so
finally
into it that
it.
this is, this is AI right here.
This is an illusion. You know what I'm saying? This is not really here. I'm just playing Roblox. Good old CMoney in this fucking Roblox. Oh man, bro, boy, appreciate you, fam.
Thank
you
you
for being here. Oh my god. I see. What's this? Dark Paul. What's up, man?
What's good?
Appreciate you, homie. He says, "Yo, Doodle, what did
What's
I tell
up, love?
you? Debo, lol." Yo, facts. Lynn in the building. What's up, man?
Lynn was good.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Polyphony. Oh, there you go. Polyphony. Polyphony. Damn, that's cold. Damn. That cut him deep, I think. Big Boy Mike has a public service announcement.
Thank you, bro.
Hit that damn like button. Yes, please do.
Share the link if you can. That would be fantastic.
To forget to go ahead and hit the button. Just do it. It's nice. It's right there. Boop, boop. I see the homie Gen X Gamer in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for rocking out. Torino Johnson in the building.
Yes.
What's up, fam? Thank you for being here. Patman Jones. What's going on, fam? Thank you for being here. Big B Money. What's going on, my dude? Thank you for rocking out. Mr. Kima in the building.
Mr. Kima, what's up?
The next generation Xbox will have AMD next generation GPU called UDNA. Oh, yes, that's what we heard. But have we had confirmation that, like, I feel like Xbox hasn't come out and said shit about AMD. Like, am I tripping? I feel like they haven't said anything.
No, I think it's just the assumption.
I think it's the assumption, but I mean, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we'll find out.
But even if it's a hybrid PC, that would just be the reference hardware. There wouldn't be anything stopping them from
making the NVIDIA version of it.
Yeah.
Tell you right now, if an NVIDIA version exists,
an NVIDIA version,
your boy getting
we shall have.
Your boy getting that shit for reals. Oh my
gosh.
Berg Bristle, what's up,
Berg
man?
was good, baby.
Bro. Appreciate you, homie.
Happy Tuesday.
Of course, we got the homie Sean motherfucking Johnson.
Sean,
what's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says, funny thing is Microsoft has the ability to buy Steam if it ever came to that. We all know who can't buy Steam. Oh, shit.
just a reminder. Let's see what comes to mind. CMoney. What comes to mind?
For some reason, I'm seeing a bathroom. I'm seeing a toilet.
Yes.
I'm seeing piss.
Oh, okay. All right. That sums it up. I think everybody gets it.
I think that's the problem. But Sean, you fucking right, dog. This is the reality of what it is. We know for goddamn sure who's not going to be pulling up and buying any of this shit.
Listen, money talks, right?
Facts.
The reality is that they can buy everything's on the table. Agreed. Just like there are no red lines, everything's on the table for them to scoop up.
Agreed. So Lynn says next Xbox is definitely going AMD. They have almost completely caught up in ray tracing and upscaling. Plus, it's cheaper. I mean, I get that. I'm just saying, you never know. Number one, number two, if you just take some comments about like wanting, people to choose Xbox for their console and what it does versus the other people. I mean, I don't know how going down the same route, the same, technology stack as they have necessarily equals that. I mean, I'm sure they'll figure it out and find ways to do that.
Yeah, what have they untapped, right? But or maybe they're making big changes, right? That's the thing. You just don't. You never know. You just don't know.
Saying, if they have AMD again, which again they might very well have it, and that's fine. But if they did, if you're still in the same position where it's just a more powerful PlayStation 5 Pro, you know what I'm saying? That's what AMD's tech is right now, right? It's just obviously that's the way they're going. I know their new FSR4 is, catching up to DLSS, right? We do know that. That's why PlayStation is abandoning their pisser to try to switch to that later on. But it's like, I don't know. I think that there is a chance that Xbox goes a different route. And I know I've seen some kind of talk about, Nvidia like not doing like an APU or whatever, but like they're making the switch, right? Like they're the ones who power the switch, no? So I mean, it's not like it's impossible for them to do this stuff. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. But I don't know. I feel like there's something. It just, I mean, obviously they're way smarter than we are. So they're thinking of things that I would never be able to just think about on my own, of what they possibly could be offering with an AMD stack that's so much different and better than the comp. I mean, aside from more power, right? I mean, obviously we know like the AI stuff, but like it's the biggest technological leap. I'm excited to see what that means.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll
I
see.
feel when I hear that, it can also mean change, right? So, it's tricky.
Yeah. Ooh, there you go. Patman Jones.
Yo, what's
here with
good,
the
baby?
bars, says, I don't know. Xbox has been getting cozy with Nvidia, GeForce Now, and I think there's some other shit that they were working on with them, if I'm not mistaken. So like, it can listen. Nvidia,
the relationships exist, right?
Nvidia,
so
wasn't they doing like the first? Weren't they around like the first one or some shit like that? Like the original Xbox, wasn't that Nvidia? Or
the original Xbox was Nvidia.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
so
why.
I'm just saying.
That's why you didn't get backwards compatibility between the original Xbox and 360, because they went away from Nvidia with the second chipset.
Okay. So you see, I'm just saying, maybe they got back together and said, you know what? Let's fucking slap these fucking ponies with this gigantic green Nvidia collab. Remember, Nvidia's green, Xbox is green. Maybe it's fucking time. You have AMD out here all pony-like and shit, saying, oh, thank you, PlayStation. We appreciate you for helping us with Amethyst. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. It's just like the other dudes. People can fly. You're already now. What? You out here saying that you couldn't wait? You couldn't wait till this game dropped? You got here already sleeping with them motherfuckers?
I
Come
know.
on, man. Get out of here.
I know.
Same thing with AMD. You out here putting out posts about how deeply you're working with PlayStation? Go take that deep shit somewhere else.
But listen, PlayStation did say they're going to pretty much come out here and do whatever else everybody else is doing for their next console, because the pisser didn't work out.
That's just
so
that's just
and Nintendo, right? They're using Nvidia. If PlayStation is claiming that they're going to do what everybody else is doing, I mean, I'm just saying.
They're so far behind though. Like even if they want to do a hybrid console like Xbox, they still don't have a PC launcher to this point. So like there's still several steps behind. Like everywhere they need to be to compete with where things are going to be going over the next 5-10 years, they're behind. So
they are. I mean, that's just the reality of what it is. Doesn't look like there's any real clear way for them to catch up either.
I'm not sure that they have the urgency to catch up either. I think right now they're just gonna lay low and see how things play out.
Well, if they do what we are anticipating over time, which is become more and more of just a store, right, with a hardware, capability to have people access the store. I mean, at what point does it even matter what they're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, we already know the facts. People buy that console, no first party game in sight that matters, right? 10 million people bought a PlayStation that, since the last time they announced it. And where was that announcement of 10 million people buying another first party game? None of those motherfuckers bought a first party game.
No.
They all showed up if they even bought a game, they'll be lucky. They most likely just downloaded Fortnite or Roblox or Warzone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like the average
That's the one.
PlayStation customer buys like what, maybe 2 first-party games a generation, and one of them came prepackaged in the console in most cases.
Truth. Big truth.
Damn.
Big truth. We got our boy Dark Angelic in the building. We got $2 super chat, man. Appreciate you, homie.
Thank you.
Says AMD, Xbox all the way. Fuck overpriced PlayStation and Nvidia. I mean, PlayStation uses AMD and they're overpriced, fam. That's just a personal choice for them. Nvidia, I mean, I don't know.
They do have some shady practices
been
over
Nvidia.
there in Nvidia, but they get away with it because they are the premier, graphics
I
card on
mean,
the market.
they do fucking rock shit like nobody else. You know
They
what I'm
really
saying?
do.
They like fucking DLSS has been leagues ahead, and then now these people are catching up. You think that DLSS is just gonna be like, oh, that's cool. They caught up. Maybe this is where we're gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took those motherfuckers this long to get to just something that's comparable. Come on, man. Listen, I'm not saying that can't be AMD for me. Obviously it's been AMD. I'm just saying that I would like for there to be a clear separation between the consoles. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
Let's get away from this shit where it's like, oh, doesn't matter. We're kind of the same. No, fuck that same shit. You go over there, we go over here. Whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want. That's all I want. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, homie. Of course, we got the homie, motherfucking Sean Johnson.
Sean.
Thank you, my brothers, for
Thank you, love.
Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says, my apologies. The last comment was rude. Sony might be able to put Steam on layaway. Gabe ain't taking no layaway from these broke bitches.
No.
Yo, it's not a shot. Gabe's gonna be like, you give me my money now, bitch. You
pay now.
You gotta remember, he's one of the original Microsoft people. It's all cash, baby, over there.
That's right.
Exactly.
Fucking PlayStation shows up with bags of pennies. Like, man,
Can we?
I got like 17 bags, like just like this, dog. Okay, 17 of them.
What you want to do?
I'll be back with more. Just slide me the keys. You know what I'm saying? The fuck out of here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, zero chance, man. Zero motherfucking chance, yo. Oh God. All right. Here we go. CMoney, if they go with an NVIDIA GPU and they wanted to be part of an APU, what can NVIDIA offer for a CPU? They don't have any x86 architecture to offer.
Ray Ultron, what's up?
What's up, fam?
I'm developing a CPU at the moment.
But like, just so I just don't want to go away crazy for myself because I don't know the real answer. So I don't want this. I don't want this to come off like I'm like being whatever. But like, what the fuck is the Switch gonna have?
It's gonna have APU.
You know what I'm saying? Is it NVIDIA powering the Switch, or am I missing something? I'm just trying to understand. Like, is there not a CPU component there, or is the Switch just running off raw GPU? You know what I'm saying? It's just raw GPU power.
I'm under the assumption that if it's really a hybrid PC and whatever Xbox releases as a reference model, I'm under the assumption that they're not going to subsidize these consoles anymore. So I think you're going to get a very much min spec PC type build where you do have a CPU and GPU in there, but it'll just be min
so
spec,
you're like separated them.
Yeah, so like
and that's the way you can keep a relationship with AMD. You're like, listen, I'll take your CPU, but you ain't touching my GPU.
I'm dipping out for that.
Yeah, one. That's possible. Like, put basically like a 4060 equivalent in there.
I can see the leap when you're going ahead and grabbing the best of everything and kind of gelling together something nice and powerful, right?
Yeah.
Rather than staying boxed in. So that makes more sense to me.
Because the min spec of the min spec on PC is still a lot stronger than the APU.
So I mean, maybe that's the way.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way forward. And again, honestly, I really don't know what's powering the Switch, so I don't know how do they do the CPU
Cow's
situation.
milk.
Is it
Well,
just
in the original
NVIDIA?
in the original Switch, they use NVIDIA Tegra chips, like mobile chips.
Which gives them a GPU and a CPU?
It was like a little APU type thing. Like it was like
Okay.
stuff that's in like cell phones and the
Yeah.
NVIDIA Shield game remote that they used to have that you could play. Like the screen was attached to the remote. You used
Yep.
the exact same chip, so it wasn't like anything super crazy fancy. Just Nintendo made it work for much longer than they
Okay.
should have made it work.
Facts. But they're gonna do another one, right? So
Yeah.
are they making an upgraded one? Who knows? Who knows? That Pat Man's just co-signing. Yeah, they did the original Xbox. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. It's possible. Right?
It
It's
is.
possible.
Nothing's off the table.
Nothing's off the table. Agreed. And we do have our homie, motherfucker Sean Johnson, back
Thank you.
with the $10 super chat.
Let's
the
go.
biggest super chat of the night. He will be updated on the banner.
Thank you,
Says,
love.
come on, Sarah. Just throw a comparable 4080 super in that thing and call it good. I think the majority of this chat will be okay with that. Big facts. Big facts. Look, honestly, we're going to be relying heavy on Microsoft, right? Like, we're going to be relying heavy on the Microsoft Studios to go ahead and make us some crazy shit for next gen, right? And thankfully, we're not in this COVID bullshit anymore. So, first party, like they already picked their studios. You know what I'm saying? They know who's going into next gen head on, right? Who's going to be tackling that first and foremost. So, I'm fucking like I'm pumped, but like it's going to be on them because we need to understand that at this point, no matter how much power this has or anything has, like the vast majority of these companies making games are not fucking, they're not taking advantage of it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So right now, put a 4080 in that thing and let's have some first party devs from Xbox slap some shit up. Do you think at this point, Forza launches the 6 for the next gen, running on the next gen beefy ass hardware? Oh man, I feel like it has to be.
I don't know because I think like Call of Duty is gonna be like such the launch game now.
Powerhouse, yeah.
I don't think you necessarily put two of your strongest franchises that close to each other. I just don't know how they're gonna do it. It's gonna be very interesting because like
it is, but I also feel like they need to reach different players, right?
Yeah.
Especially with Game Pass, and they have to put a little bit of everything out there when you're dropping a new console to make people want to go ahead and take that leap.
Also got to factor in Halo too. Like, how do you launch a console without Halo? Where does Halo fit in all of this? Like, it's gonna be interesting how to handle it. There's so many IP.
Forza.
Yeah,
Halo Gears and Forza. Would like a throwback that would be if you launched the next title with Halo Gear, like the next console with Halo Gears and Forza.
That'd be crazy.
Come on, that'd be fucking
yeah.
dope. Like what if it's actually a flex if you think that what once was our yearly kind of rotation, right? Where we had to wait a whole year to get the next one, and a year to get the next one, year to get the next one, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Like, that whole thing, and they just give it to us, bam, toma.
Yeah, like here, look at
right
where we are now, all in one shot.
And if they did like if they did a launch bundle where you got day one in Call of Duty, you got Master Chief, Doom Guy, and Marcus Phoenix skins day one on launch with a new console and Call of Duty, that'd be crazy too. But you have to pick up.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Because that would be
we know how much CMoney loves getting the skins.
Oh my god, I still love the Ninja Turtles that Call of Duty came out with.
They're pretty sick.
Yeah,
like fucking crazy how dope it is. So, I'm all for it, man. Let's fucking milk that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it going. Let's see. We have our boy, motherfucking Ryu Gaming.
Yo, what's good?
Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says,
Thank
I
you.
want my 5090 next Xbox since CMoney not upgrading. Listen, I tried. That shit didn't even go on sale as far as I'm
I
concerned.
feel like it wasn't real.
Dude, there was no moment in time. There was no flicker
there was
of
no
like, oh, maybe
breathing
you can
room.
go in.
Yep.
No, nothing happened. I don't know how that
I
happened.
find the best way is Best Buy. Best Buy sneaks in 5090s and 5080s all the time. And sometimes they just happen to sit in the store. I would just keep my eye on Best Buys. Because like everyone goes to
Just go
Micro
over
Centers. Yeah, everyone goes into Micro
Just walk in
Centers
the
and all the
store.
other stuff. Yeah.
You got a
But
5090, yo?
yeah. But they
you get
sneak
that?
in they
No,
really do
clown.
sneak into Best Buy sometimes. So
Well,
it'll be
I
like
know-
one or
I
two in that
know-
bitch, and it'll just be sitting there.
That's the problem because I know what was his name? Wario. I remember like not too long ago, he put up
Yeah.
a post. 50 series GPUs at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Clicked over there, gone. It's
Mhm.
like, God damn it.
But when they're actually in the store, you know, nobody's walking in to pay $2,000 for a GPU most days. So like they just kind of sneak in there.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Maybe we gotta start making some phone calls. Hola.
Yo, these places like
cinco cero nueve.
what?
5090.
59. Got it.
God damn
It's
it.
just you deliver that so slowly, bro.
What do you mean?
Like, what
I
were
had
you
to
thinking?
translate it
In your mind first,
listen,
and then I get it.
You're calling me out now. All
Mm.
right. Just be like, wow, look at that Spanish.
Wow. I mean,
God damn. The skill. The fuck. The homie rated Blade in the building with that $5 super chat.
yo.
Thank you, my brother, for being here, homie. Says pointing
Thank
out
you.
that series console CPUs are server class. AMD CPU and with NVIDIA GPU. People forget that because we look at the APU GPU more than the CPU. Okay, hold on. Let me run that back real quick. Pointing out that series console CPUs are server class. Our server class AMD CPU with NVIDIA GPU. People forget that we look at the APU GPU more than the CPU. God damn it.
he's talking about how they use like the Series X server blades. So you're saying they're server class?
Oh, he's talking about up there
Yeah.
where they are. That's possible. Listen, I'm fucking ready for either way. I really feel like NVIDIA might be the smart way to go, though. He comes back with another £2 super chat, man. Appreciate you. My brother says, add in a larger memory, 64 to 128 gigs or more memory is king. Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest thing is getting away from this low memory bullshit, like 12 gigabytes, 16. That's fucking old, bro. Like you need to be having like minimum 32, should be 64. GOAT would be 28, 128 or higher. God damn. It's not expensive. Like, don't be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a pap. Like, that's what I'm saying. Don't be a pap.
Yeah.
Pap
Throw it
free
in. Exactly.
Facts,
That's
yeah.
right.
Facts. Fucking pap free zone. Oh shit. All right. Listen. What's up, Amit?
Man, what's
He's about to
good?
break it down for me. He says, CMoney, what do you not understand?
All day, young.
And I could tell that he
The
said
tone.
it with that
The
tone.
tone. Yeah,
because
yeah.
he used 2 question marks and an exclamation
Oh.
point at the end. See,
Oh.
curiosity is a
Wow.
question mark, exclamation point, question mark. But
Mm.
he asked a question and then slapped me at the end with the exclamation point. So it's like, motherfucker, I saw how you wrote that shit. All right, god damn it.
Message
What do you
received.
not understand? You got to put the CPU in the GPU to make the APU. Then if you take the XPU, it'll make a DPU. Oh my god. Oh Jesus, that was hilarious. That was fucked up. Oh my god. That was hilarious, show. Oh my god. Joshua Bonarino, what's up,
Josh.
man? Thank you for being here. Start traffic in the building. What's up, homie?
What's good?
All right. Let's start the show.
Wow. Okay.
Let's start the show. Let me get my chapter. Oh, damn, I need a new book.
No.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go backwards now. So I only do one page
One-sided?
at a time. Yeah. I don't do 2 pages. You know what I'm saying? I don't go back to back. So, you know,
You gotta turn it around
I'm gonna turn it
like a
around.
manga from back to front.
Yeah, I'm writing a manga now. That's
Yeah.
the way it's going down. Hold on. What are we on? Night Quest is the best quest.
It is.
All right.
It is.
What am I looking for?
All right, let's get into these topics.
No topics.
Got it. Okay. Well, good night.
Good night, all. Topics are completed. All right, now, boom, here we go. I got this. Okay, let's go there. Beautiful. Let me take my chapter. I don't know why I feel so joyful inside. Maybe it's because I'm going to slap a pony. All right.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. All right. Hold on. Actually, I put the wrong time. Okay. All right. I'm just going to do this because by the time it's going to be done. All right. So, first topic. Now, you know that we love to mock all these ponies.
We do.
Who sat there and told us for years and years and years how they don't like Xbox games. The Xbox games are mid. They're trash. They're doo-doo. Whatever they call it, all the nasty names, right? They've been saying it to us forever. We're delusional.
Yeah. They committed to
Forza,
really selling it.
So whack, right? Like this is the way people are, right? But we have had the privilege of watching in real time as the pony narrative has dissipated and died.
It's thin out.
Right? It's lost all possible traction. Right? Every award, not every award show, every game show that Xbox has, or anywhere that an Xbox game may show up, you see these motherfuckers so pumped.
Oh yeah, with a plate, fork, and knife
on the knees,
ready.
Like, yo, please, just please let me get this game. Right? Begging. Like I don't know how many people have slobbered Phil. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's gone down. You know what I'm saying? People have been in their dreams with it, right? So we watched and we've seen how every time one of these games comes out for pre-order, they go wild, right? So we saw it with Ninja Gaiden, the Black, right? When I was on the show, the remake or the remaster, that shit came out, motherfuckers showing their receipts. We bought it. Oh yeah, we love it. Great.
We support Xbox.
We support Xbox. We support Xbox. Then you had Forza, right? Come out on pre-order, fucking slapped up.
Oh yeah,
slapped up anything that was on that store, right? Slapped it up. And we're not talking about the basic bitch version. No. We're talking about the premium.
They're doing it right.
$99 edition. Okay, that was the one that the ponies were lining up for because they said we want to be early for that 3-year-old game. You know what I'm saying? We want to be early for the 3-year-old release. So, you know, listen, who knew? You know, we said, yo, Forza though, that's like peak, right? Like Forza is for the everyman, right? It's a driving car that a lot more people are comfortable with the idea of driving games because they know what cars are. It's a lot more relatable, right, to more people. So we said, you know, honestly, though, are they going to be able to do that again? Right? Is there another game that Xbox might say, hey, it's up for pre-order and people will react the same way? And honestly, we didn't know, right? We didn't know because Forza is really a fucking amazing product, like beyond amazing, right? Like it's in a class of its own.
Yeah. It's so self-explanatory, the fact that they're going ahead and pre-ordering this game and that they're so hyped for it. I mean, you would think, again, you've mentioned them knocking it and, you know, having Gran Turismo on their platform and then my first Gran Turismo that like dropped not that long ago, right?
Yeah, I think that shit probably had the Concord effect too. They probably took that away. I don't think that shit is
I
even
mean,
existing.
Can you blame them?
But point being is that we have now finally seen another contender. Xbox has just put up another game for pre-order on PlayStation. Now, this one, I gotta tell you, and you know, I'll ask you guys going into it, right? We liked it, but the word on the PlayStation street was that it was okay, and that, my friends, is Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones got the release date and is up for pre-order. Do you think that they are gonna be pumped for Indiana Jones?
I really don't know because there was a lot of sickness going around regarding the first person experience and
that's right.
not being able to handle that for long periods of time. So we're going to wait and see. I mean, I think they'll be pretty excited for it though, but we're going to see real soon how much smoke they were blowing. Because they play all these first person. We see y'all top 10 play games. Most of them are first person.
We do.
But for some reason, Indiana was the one.
I think you come from a place of concern, right? You don't want them going through it, right?
Well, you don't want them feeling sick. What do you think, baby? Do you think Indiana Jones is a game that they would be coming up and just salivating over after all the negative shit that we heard?
Dude, but this is the thing. They say negative things until they have that same thing that they talk crap about. This is like, this is the story of their lives, right? It's just, it seems like things that they can't have or they don't have access to, that they want to self-soothe and feel better by going ahead and saying, I don't even need it because it's not good enough, right? It ain't for me until it is and it's available, and then they show up and they go crazy. Now, the fact that these gallopers were out there getting the indie hat and costume and getting ready for it, I knew it was BS, right? They were so excited. They could not wait. The way that it played out, I mean, they've been waiting for this.
They have.
It's going to be a good day for them.
So now that all makes sense.
Yes.
The question is now that it's available for pre-order, where did they land? Were they in the top 20?
That's a good question.
Top like 15, right?
Top seven.
You think they made the top 7?
Yeah, let's say top 7.
All right. Well, let's fucking see.
Let's see.
Look at this shit. God damn it. Number 1. $99 version of Indiana Jones.
1, 2,
number
3,
1.
4.
That's right.
They got 4 in the top 5 spots.
4 out of top 5.
Crazy.
Forza still hasn't been dethroned in any meaningful way. The only one to do it is motherfucking Indiana Jones. And they will not wait 3 days more than they have to play that shit. No, they are lining up. $99. These motherfuckers are like, give me that Jones juice, baby. Jones juice, I need it. I needed a Jones juice. Give me that shit. Yo, those motherfuckers have been waiting. They have been waiting for this shit. God damn, how you gonna let the $99 one be the one?
So you telling me that Xbox owns what? 7 or 8 of their top 10 sales spots? Because I know Call of Duty's still up there probably, and
bro,
yeah,
it's fucking
this is
wild,
insane.
Bro. It's wild.
This
I could not believe my eyes. That motherfucking Indiana Jones, the same Indiana Jones that had niggas like, I can't, I don't know how, I can't play that. What's wrong? Oh, that's mid. Yeah, interesting.
Were they excited that they had Uncharted instead of Indiana Jones? I feel like I heard that being tossed around too.
Yo,
I'm just saying.
But I was actually gonna make a point regarding one of the games that is actually in the list right here for the top 5 pre-orders. I was gonna say the contrast between Xbox and PlayStation is when Xbox drops a game over on your side, you have to pay full boat, no matter how old or how new that game is. Death Stranding came over to Xbox in November, and that was like what, $17 or something like that. It was like,
Yep.
please buy me. type thing, whereas like Xbox, like we know we have the premium product and we don't care how old it is. It's better than anything you have.
Look at how they line up for it, dog. Tell me why, after all this time, okay, just to be clear, I'm just gonna throw it in there because it's still on the fucking screen. How the $99 version of Forza is still
Número 3, baby.
Out of both versions of Forza, or all 3 versions of Forza, that's the one that these motherfuckers are still lining up for, and it's still in the top 5. Yo, Death Stranding is the only game to pass Forza Horizon, okay? And now Indiana Jones came out of nowhere and said, "Take my beer."
Is that game that they were so hyping up for May? Is that Lost Soul Aside games on that?
But nobody even knows what that game is. They released a first party game, Mansion Murder, Mutant Mayhem, whatever the fuck that shit was called.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
They already had PlayStation already had their first major flop of 2025, but nobody, they learned their lesson. They're just not gonna say anything anymore, right? They're just gonna release shit
and hope
and see what happens. And see what happens.
Yo,
I mean, it's a better way though. It's a better way. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing for PlayStation, for Hiroki, and the gallopers are out there just celebrating the situation. Listen, this is exactly what we wanted. We wanted them. We knew that they love these games, right? They were waiting for it. So this is great for us. The more they invest in these games, the more money that comes back to our bank, right?
Yep.
And they continue to fund our Game Pass and our games. That is crazy. Cheers.
but I mean, honestly though, the fact that you look at this shit, okay? You look at this, what you're seeing in front of you. You're seeing Indiana Jones at $99, number 1. You're seeing Indiana Jones at $69.99, number 2. You're seeing Death Stranding 2 at $79.99. And then you're seeing Forza Horizon 5 at $99.99 and Forza Horizon 5 at $59.99. What the fuck? How is it? How, as a breed, do these ponies allow this shit to happen so quickly? That's to show you how little these little pabs that are on Twitter, how little they mean.
Yeah, seriously though. Seriously.
They're like, nobody wants your shit. Everybody's pre-ordering the fucking $99 version.
But you can't listen to their nonsense, right? And they get so offended and they get so upset about, when you say PlayStation is dead and they don't have any freaking games. But the proof is in the pudding. Look at them. Look at them. They cannot run fast enough to pre-order these games. They can't.
Deadass.
What does that say about PlayStation's first parties, right? What does that say about that? They're not interested in anything PlayStation brings to the table. And I'm not even blaming them. The quality is just not there. But then don't get offended. Stop playing these games. Cut the shit.
I kind of wish PlayStation had games this year.
Right? Just to see them go against each other.
I mean, technically, they have Ghost of Yote, but they're not 100% sure that game's coming out yet. So
it's not coming out this year.
Yeah, it's not available.
No.
And then that Murder Club Mayhem shit, they didn't even put it up for pre-order. Like,
it was murdered on the way.
That shit just came out like, yo.
And then, and they had the Gran Turismo free game that they, whatever.
Yeah, but that was last year, wasn't it?
That was
the
end,
year?
Right? Towards the end?
Who knows?
I thought it was last year.
Nobody played it. My first Gran Turismo or whatever.
It would be my last.
They should have called it my last Gran Turismo. That would have been a much better name for it. Nah, honestly, I gotta tell you.
Oh man, this is crazy.
And I do want to hear, Farrell, what you think ultimately about all this shit when it comes to these ponies with their bullshit coming out here talking all that shit, embarrassing themselves on Twitter when you see the fake words. This is dumb. Blah 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 blah. Facts, bitch. Look at them. Look at them.
Embarrassing PlayStation though.
God
Embarrassing
damn.
them.
Embarrassing
Like
them.
this is all we want. We want these Xbox games. And listen, Hiroki knows they went ahead. They put on a show, and these games should have been there. They should have been gassing these games up because you knew that this is what they were waiting for. This is what they were wish listing, and this is what they went out to pre-order. Wait, just wait till Doom drops. Yo,
dude, it's not non-stop. Every
this
game
is
is
not
gonna take the
going
place
to
of the last,
end.
bro.
Pack up your shit.
Yo,
Close up your studios. It makes no sense. You're nothing but a store, and you're selling nothing but Xbox games. That's where you're at. That's your position in life. The moment you embrace it and understand it, and the moment these gallopers stop making a fool out of themselves on Twitter, I mean, we'll all be in peace.
Yeah.
Yo, because honestly, this is just a celebration of PlayStation players who are not ponies, right? This still shows you that there's hope for the people over there, because most of them are not ponies. It's just these people stuck in the little Twitter bubble.
Dude,
right?
if this
Clinging
is
on to the
winning, I don't want to
past with all
win.
their hope, bro.
I don't want to win. If this is
I know.
winning, F that.
Let me ask you a question. When those games, what was it? Death Stranding.
Yep.
Did they like, were they the most pre-ordered thing? I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, they were shadow drops, so you didn't have a chance to pre-order. But it wasn't a top seller or anything.
It was also like real cheap, right?
Yeah, it's like $17 or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay, just want to make sure. So at the end,
it was the deluxe edition that was $17. It wasn't like, you got the full everything. They didn't drop it in like tiers. Like, you got the full Death Stranding.
You got everything
for like $17. Yeah.
They didn't even break it up. They said it doesn't even matter.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Order AA batteries.
Alexa, just all up in our conversation.
Yo, straight up, yo.
Let me talk about these games.
Oh my god, Mom PBM, you can send anything you have to my Twitter, bro.
Yes,
Discord.
What's good, love?
Discord
Thank you for being
right there on the
here.
screen. You can join our Discord, post it there. We can take a look, or you can send it to me on Twitter. Let me get, where am I? Okay, so we have the homie Cage, El Vampiro Borracho. Super chats on
What's up, love?
The CMoney and Doodle split fiction stream. C sleeps on couch.
What?
Listen, and if we do a stream, I'm gonna end up sleeping on the couch because
why?
Because I don't know. He's never been around anything functional. Sorry, Cage. It's okay. She'll make fun of me, and I will make fun of my lack of ability. We
played these games.
That being said,
like, we have a lot of fun with them.
EA Pro that I pay for. I ain't playing that shit until those motherfuckers bend the knee and put that shit where it belongs, into that fucking subscription.
Yeah,
it's not in Pro.
That was the plan. No, it's not in the fucking Pro.
That's wild, Faro. What do you think
isn't
about
Pro
that?
PC only?
Pro is PC only.
Pro, and it's not in there because that's like the whole point of Pro is that you get every game day and date.
Exactly. Everything they publish, not first party, publish.
Yeah,
we got mad random games in there, but this one they knew
that it was going to sell.
Pumped.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? You want to see me get mad? You want to see me get mad at Xbox? Let Xbox pull that shit. Let Xbox decide that one of these games ain't going in the Game Pass because they think motherfuckers gonna buy it. That's when you'll see some real shit come out.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Let the
burn it down, yo. Burn it down.
Yo, don't fucking do it,
don't
dog.
fuck with us.
Yeah.
You're gonna break our streak of chilling. You're gonna break our streak. Don't fucking do it, dog. Why? Because it's about the games. See, all the other bullshit, that shit don't matter, right? That shit don't matter. You fuck with me in my game, though, we're gonna be in a problem.
Yeah.
It'll be a real problem. For sure. You got the homie Space Shot in the building. Thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you.
Space Shot was good.
Says has to be the Xbox store you're showing, right? You would think. Oh my god. Especially since Death Stranding 2 might as well be a pre-order on Xbox as well, right? Because you know that shit's coming eventually. Oh my god. That's hilarious. got the homie Demo Flow game, and my dude, thank you my brother for
Yo,
being here.
thank you.
Saw him a whole bunch of times. He was out in Miami chilling with the homie
Oh, nice.
Adidas 20. That was dope. Got a little FaceTime session with the homie.
I know. I heard
It
you
was cool.
laughing. I was like,
Yeah,
he
dope,
was
dope.
FaceTiming with the homies,
Yeah, man.
Adidas and Demo.
Thanks for that $5 super chat play. It says
Thank
it's
you.
getting hard out here for the ponies. What's up, PlayStation podcast? Rage quit. They are not interested in the gaming conversation of today anymore. It's
Oh my
funny.
gosh.
I was gonna, I saw it.
I
Dude,
saw
you sent that to
something
me.
like that.
Yeah, you sent it to me. I was gonna bring it up, depending on how much shit we have, like how
Lined
long it
up?
goes. But,
Man.
yeah, they fucking noped out.
Like,
doing
time to
episode
pack up
200.
and go.
They were like, yo, we're doing episode 200. We're gonna celebrate, but that's gonna be the last motherfucker, yo. I think
Can't do this no more.
I was gonna have a discussion because I don't care about them person. I don't even know who they are who run that show.
I don't know either. I just saw that and I was like,
Yeah.
what? Really?
But I will say, like, I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm not the gaming conversation, because that other dude went real far about he's not interested in the gaming conversation that exists, and that's fine. Like, that's a personal preference, right? You don't want to talk about the shit. There's plenty to talk about, but I think he's saying
There is.
I think he's saying like nobody wants to hear the regular conversation. They only want to hear like negative shit. I think that's where he was coming from. But the other dude who was talking, that literally talks with like, this is him on the mic with the mic
Oh,
fucking
Barry.
taking up half his fucking. That's who it is.
Yeah, Jay Barry.
Jay Barry. All right. So he's sitting there and he's like, look, the realest answer I can fucking see. And I get it, bro. Cause I gotta, you know what? Shout out to Jay Barry, whoever the fuck the other dude is, right? For finally saying, fuck you, PlayStation. Cause that's what they did. Understand.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted. This is literally what they did. They literally said, I'm not going to keep pimping your shit. And you guys don't want to fuck with us, because Sony don't want to recognize them. Don't want to fucking give them anybody to go interview. They don't want to fucking give them a game. They don't want to do a goddamn thing for these people. And it's like, yo, like, that's crazy. Like, that shows you that PlayStation don't give a fuck
They
about
really
you,
don't.
fam. You
They really
cheerleading
don't.
out here for motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about you, right? Like, that's I use the cheerleading word because it was thrown out in the past. That's cheerleading. When you with PlayStation, if you out here talking all this shit, you're cheerleading, because there ain't nothing positive happening over there outside of third party.
I agree. It's just glazing at this point. It's glazing. You're just talking for the sake of talking and trying to spin a narrative that they're not even themselves trying to go ahead and spin. They're being very transparent. Cancel. Close that studio. I mean, Pisser is trash. Like, come on, man. At some point, like, you have to, and this is what we've been saying, like, you got to call them out. You got to show them, right? You got to take a stand against this nonsense that's taking place.
Also, remember, though, we said it from the beginning. Once there ain't shit negative to talk about Xbox, what the fuck do you have to talk about?
Well,
my dude said, not a goddamn thing.
Done.
We out. All we could talk about is how excited we are for Xbox games. How is that going to go over with our fan base?
Yeah.
Well, I think that was a tough thing for them, is that they weren't able to get any developer interviews. They weren't able to talk with anybody on the industry from the PlayStation side. They had a lot of issues with the direction that PlayStation was going. I know Jay Barry hates the PC thing and he hates the crossplay. I know there's certain things that he hates in particular, but their particular podcast, What's Up PlayStation, they try to talk strictly PlayStation. They try not to talk about anything Xbox or Nintendo, and PlayStation is putting them in a position where they can't avoid talking about Xbox.
There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah. And all the Xbox games are now coming over to PlayStation, so it's you can't get away from it at this point. And I think
if you're gaming only, you got to talk about those Xbox games.
I mean,
how amazing they are, how much you love them.
Especially the way that these games are being received. That's the big deal. Look, we're talking about Indiana Jones. Look, number one, the $100 version of it, they're not messing around. This just shows you it's not that they can't buy games or that they choose, they're doing something else. Is that the games that were being delivered were not to the quality or to their liking, right? And this is showing that that's what's taking place. This is what they've been waiting for.
Yeah.
So when you're sitting there and you're talking about PlayStation, how great it is, how you should be on that console, right? But what are you going to be on that console for? To wait for Xbox games? And this is the problem. This is the narrative. How do you talk about that when
as somebody in the know?
Mhm.
How do you talk about that?
exactly?
Like if you're a casual person who's just literally never been a part of any of this, back and forth between Xbox and PlayStation, and you literally just been covering strictly games across the board, there's no problem because you're talking about, games that are amazing that
Yeah.
are coming out, and you can freely talk about the fact that it's dope that Xbox is putting games over here. Now these people get to experience it who never would have gotten to experience it. This is and that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's all positive shit,
exactly.
right? It's all positive shit. This is all amazing news for the industry. They're showing that all that fluff you hear, don't let that shit. They gaslight you, right? They're out here running around talking about gaslight, motherfucker. You guys are the one that try to gaslight Xbox fans into thinking that their games are subpar or that nobody wants that shit. Who wants that shit? Motherfucker, you and your whole crew.
Yes.
Look at y'all.
Yes.
Look at y'all lining up.
Giving it, and gaslighting is one thing. Giving into the gaslighting, that's a whole other level. I would say it's a whole other freaking level. But to go ahead and be able to have a freaking podcast where you're going to go ahead and just do nothing other than promote these Xbox games that you've claimed to hate, that's just one heck of a situation to be in. Yeah. What else are you going to talk about? They're not delivering.
Yeah, it's tough to be a PlayStation podcast right now. Because I mean, you can talk about games that you love all the time. Like you can, whatever you're playing, you can talk about that. You can do a whole show talking about the game, but you can't do a show talking about PlayStation right now because PlayStation is not really giving you much.
You can't do a show talking about PlayStation without including Xbox and that being a part of the conversation in a positive light.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what's wild?
Tough.
The fact that you have to now imagine that PlayStation people have to look and realize that they were gassing up Death Stranding 2. You know what I'm saying? They were gassing that shit up. Look at what we got. Oh my God. Best thing ever. Everybody wants that shit. Except more people
want Indiana Jones.
More people want Indiana Jones.
The more expensive and the
Forza
least
Horizon
expensive
5.
version. Yes.
Because this is 2-3 months of pre-orders for Forza Horizon 5, and it's still top 5. So it's been.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is the most pre-ordered game right now on this service is Indiana Jones, the $99 edition. So all those people who were gassing up Death Stranding, you basically either have to admit right now that nobody really cared about Death Stranding 2, so it's not actually very highly pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Or you have to acknowledge that fucking y'all motherfuckers want that Jones juice. Y'all motherfuckers want that Jones juice all over. I see it. Oh man.
And all the people that really get sucked into Forza Horizon 5, they're not gonna have time to play Death Stranding 2. So they're not gonna have time to. If you really get locked into Forza, there's so much to do. There's all this multiplayer stuff. Like you're gonna get locked into that world, and you're not gonna be playing that little walking simulator.
Facts.
I think anything that they really get their claws on, anyone that they get their claws on and get a little taste of these games, that because they didn't just say, okay, we're going to put 1 or 2 games. They're kind of like really just all over the platform. You're not going to have much room to go ahead and release your own games. This is the problem.
Dude, this is their Death Stranding is quote unquote their game.
Yeah.
Flagship game of the year.
I mean, they were celebrating, right?
Game. It's not a first party game, but according to the ponies, they treat it like it's theirs.
Yep.
This is their first party exclusive game that they're so excited for, and they got bitch slapped by a fucking 88-year-old indie. You know what I'm saying? That's why if you look at the thumbnail, I use old indie in the car. You know what I'm saying? I didn't use like youthful indie. No. I said put old ass indie. in the car with all that money coming out of the windows because he's out here pimping hard on these ponies, Oh man. It's glorious.
This is
It's glorious.
it's okay. So
Oh,
go ahead.
No,
Go
go ahead. No, you can say what you
Is this something that really shocks us though? It's freaking wild and hilarious. It's contradicting as F. But are we really shocked about the fact that they are supporting these games in the way that they are?
I mean, indie shocked me a little bit. I was not anticipating it being number one. No.
Okay.
To be honest with you. Like Forza made sense to me because it's way more universal and like there's really not like you can't really talk shit about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like the perfect racing game, right? Like there's nothing to say or do to try to knock that down. But indie, they talked hella shit.
Yeah,
I'm
about to say, I don't know if the chat can dig up some of those receipts of people.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Like people making fun of the player counts or anything like that when indie dropped in December. Like, I just want to see.
They love doing that. They love doing that.
If you guys can dig that up, I'm sure we'd all love to see it.
Yes, absolutely. And it's so sad to see because it's like, look at them starving for this stuff. You got to remember it's Indiana Jones too. Like you have to remember the fact that, out of just being a fan, it's not just about the game. It's also about the movie that some people may want to experience that. And I'm not talking about people just on Twitter. I'm talking about as a whole. Like that would be that it's a big deal.
It's funny because as you just said that, right? As you just said that, you said it's Indiana Jones, right? And obviously Indiana Jones is a big name. Everybody knows who that is. If you're not, 10 years old or whatever, if you're a relatively grown person, you know who Indiana Jones is. So the appeal is wide, right? Now it has been negative appeal. I mean, like negative conversation surrounding Indiana Jones leading up to this game, right? Like the last few movies, people weren't digging, didn't do great, all this other shit. So the game being what it is a testament to how good the studio was in producing this amazing game, right? Like the fact that people liked it and all that shit and were pumped about it, it's a big deal, right? So, but I just started thinking when you said it, because Forza is a huge name, right?
Yes.
It's a huge name. It's not some new IP that they're just putting over here to try. And it made me think of like the first 4 games that they put out on PlayStation, right? And you think about it, and it's like Pentiment. Nobody knows who the fuck that shit is.
Yes.
Did nothing. Hi-Fi Rush. Nobody knows what the fuck that is, right? Did nothing.
Yep.
Right. Doesn't matter how critically acclaimed a game might be, right? Pentiment was 10s and shit. Doesn't matter. It's about how many players are behind that game, right? That
exactly.
can move the needle.
Yeah.
So then you think about like Grounded, which was put over there, and it did better than the other things, but also so it was more of a newer ish game in comparison to the big boy, which was Sea of Thieves, right? Sea of Thieves went over there and did some big fucking numbers, and because it kind of had like this momentum behind it, right? So I don't know, it kind of makes me feel like I wonder how Xbox is gonna I see
where you're going.
Play this because it's like if you think about what they've done so far, the little shit really hasn't done anything, right? The shit that is more unknowns, right? And then you look at what we have on Xbox so far, and you have like, Hellblade came out, amazing game, right?
It is
niche audience, right? Not many people going crazy to buy it, right? But a great experience for anybody who did pick it up. You have Avowed.
And by the way, I think Hellblade would be very much their type of game.
Yeah,
but
even the first one, it's not in big numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like the core loves that game, but it's not in big numbers.
Yeah.
It might be more to Stellar Blade over there.
I mean,
True.
I don't doubt that they would do things like that, like take
Yeah.
over the little games that they have. But I'm saying like big things like this, I
Yeah.
feel like, you know, Hellblade is not really chalking that up. Avowed, as dope as it is, again, unknown name,
Mhm.
right? Not
I think
really.
Avowed would do good over there.
No. I theoretically it would, but I feel like this is the people who are picking up Indiana Jones, the people who are picking up Forza, is the casuals. That's why they're
Yeah.
being pushed so forward,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Avowed is not a casual person game.
Yeah.
But it did well
You
on
know what I'm saying?
Steam. It did well on Xbox. I think it would do numbers.
I think there's a reason why Avowed hasn't been announced for PlayStation yet.
Okay.
I think there's a reason why some of these games haven't
Yeah.
been so quick to be pushed. Like Starfield, yes, amazing game made by an
So-
amazing team, but it's a new IP.
Exactly. IP.
right?
That's what I'm thinking, right? It's the IP. Like if when you think also of PlayStation, what do they get excited for? Spider-Man, Venom, Wolverine, right? God
Yeah.
of War, like known things. And
Yeah.
this is kind of like what PlayStation has done, and they go freaking nuts when it's something that is known like that. I understand the contrast with what you're saying. These smaller experiences, they didn't take to so well. Something that wasn't necessarily strong, right? Or known like that. And then when it's something that is, look at how they show up. So I see what you're saying. How will Xbox, because these are all things that they're learning from. They're trying
Yeah.
to see, Matt Booty said, let's see what games are bigger than the platform, right? Some games are bigger than the platform. So
They are.
when toying around and you're going ahead and you're trying to test things out, because for them, even though it seems like Hiroki hasn't done his homework for a while, and Herman as well falls in that mess, they don't know what these gallopers want. Xbox, they're trying to figure this out.
So
right?
I think when you look at it, and like Starfield has been here, so that's been rumored to be coming to
Yes.
PlayStation for a long
Often.
time, right?
Yeah.
So, and I don't doubt that it would make sense to do it, right? I think though, the way they're looking at it is like, instead of like, you only got one chance for this moment,
Mm-hmm.
right? You only have one chance for this moment where you put a game out for pre-order and it fucking blows up and,
Yep.
and takes over the charts and shit like that. And I feel like for some of the lesser known IP that Xbox, because Xbox is doing a lot of new IP, right?
Yeah.
And none of it has been announced for PlayStation. Avowed, South of Midnight, the other one that we were just talking about. There's so many. That's fucking I forget, but like they're not announced for there yet, right? And I feel like Xbox is almost. And again, either way, it doesn't matter to me. But when I'm just trying to think about what I'm seeing
The
and how
pattern that they're trying to
like
break.
the pattern, it's almost like
They're trying to
for
figure out.
them,
Yeah.
they rather be like, yeah, we're gonna put this over there.
Yeah.
Eventually, like when enough time has passed
Well-
that it has
Yeah.
a chance for like to build a like some kind of momentum to have it be like, okay, now they want it, or now it's kind of like, look how many sales we have when they could put out
Yeah,
5,
to
10,
do
15
what they
million
were
sales.
hoping that Hi-Fi Rush, the what was his name, that he would go ahead and do, like be somebody, right? I think
Yes.
testing him out when he didn't have enough of a reputation, that's why it wasn't recognized in the way that it was they wanted it to, right? Or that they were hoping it would. But I do see what you're saying with Starfield. The more they want it, the more they cry for it, the more they're starving for it, the more content that is put out for Starfield, the more they desire it. And once you build up enough of that tension where they can't wait to burst, then you throw it in and you have them show up.
Like if they show a new expansion, right? That like, because this expansion was amazing, right? We loved it.
Agreed.
We loved it. We reviewed it. Fucking phenomenal experience. Loved every moment of it.
For
right?
Starfield, yeah.
So for Starfield, yeah. So we loved the main game. We loved the expansion. It was great, right? But it actually didn't do great, right? Overall, like around all the media, it got pretty low scores.
Yep.
So
Just wait.
So maybe for them, the way they look at it is like, that's not the time to release Starfield on PlayStation. Like maybe they're, the next one, maybe they're working on something even bigger, something more grand,
Mhm.
maybe less dreary, right? Because it was very red, and it can, maybe they want to do something that's going to be more outward, exciting to people, and maybe see how that hype is going, and then boom, say, okay, like leading up internally, they're like, this one's going to be big. I think this was going to be really good. Okay, now let's announce it for PlayStation. So you show something really dope that's coming as a expansion, and drop that is coming to PlayStation. But I feel like they're purposely,
I mean, tactically, yes.
purposefully holding things back to give it time to kind of build an audience.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I can
saying?
see that. I can
Instead
see
of letting
that.
it come out and just floundering right away because nobody knows what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Like South of Midnight's coming out soon. Great. We're all hyped for it. All the core people are hyped for it, right? But if you went and announced it for PlayStation, are you going to get like a bunch? Are you going to get that top 5 pre-order slot?
No, you let
Or
it.
is it
let
going
it
to
build
just
up its.
simmer?
You let it build up its brand and recognition through Game Pass and Steam, and
Facts.
a la carte sales, and then you release it later. But I still think the primary goal is to have a unique experience on the Xbox. So with that being the case, I don't think everything will go over a day and date, and I think whatever makes sense will eventually make its way over to PlayStation. What makes it make sense will be different things for different games.
Like we know, like Doom, obviously, right? That got announced, and it's like, oh yeah, this makes sense. This is going over there, and it's gonna be fucking killer, right? When that shit goes up for pre-order, bye the first slot, right? It's gonna go crazy.
Oh yeah.
And then you think of something like maybe Elder Scrolls 6, right?
Yeah.
Even though that's years out, it's kind of like something like that, no brainer, right?
Yeah.
But like Clockwork Revolution,
Yeah.
what the
But
fuck
also,
is that? You know,
this is
I
a
mean,
unique
build-
year also, where there's a vacuum at PlayStation. So they may be more aggressive this year than they would be in other years also.
bro, there's a vacuum. Fucking you could motherfucking call PlayStation Stanley fucking Steamer. This shit is not like they ain't got nothing coming ever, bro. It's always just one fucking game at the max happening, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
two games a year max. Yeah.
yo, every year is a clear runway for Xbox to just drop nukes on this bitch, bro. Oh my god.
And they want this to go ahead and work, right? So they need to figure out the pattern and how they respond to what is being offered. So I think I see what you're saying. That's a good point.
Yeah, I think they just want to, like, they're gonna need that hype to come out. They're gonna need those review scores to hit super well. Because again, then like if you put out something just for it to flounder over there, you look bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like it looks bad that your game did not do well over there.
I mean, again, like I said, you position yourself right into what you want to have happen. So you're coming in a position of power. You are dropping games when PlayStation can't. And you need those numbers to show up. You need moments like this where it shows you that they need this to take place, right? So we're not the only ones seeing that this game, it's freaking available for pre-order over there, and that it's freaking number 1 and 2, and then they also have the number 3 and 4 spot. So curiosity as well. Why is everybody I didn't know this was coming. Why did everybody pre-order this shit? Let me go ahead and scoop it up too, or let me check out a trailer. Like this is all what they want to have happen.
Yeah.
It's working out well.
I'm also wondering at what point does the review standard change on Xbox games, because you can't keep giving these low scores and it's number 1 everywhere it goes. So you're telling everybody that they only like shitty games. So at some point, you're gonna have to kind of change how you're reviewing these titles if they're selling so well and being so well received by the public, but you're telling the public that what they like is garbage. I mean, they're already doing it with Call of Duty and other live service games, but it's hard to do it like standalone titles over and over again.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, especially when you're bringing the PlayStation platform to the table and, supposedly they have such a sophisticated palette. You can't go ahead and be like, well, this game that you guys are drooling over, it's it's trash, right? I mean,
Facts.
this is a game they've played for quite a bit. So
Yep. Agreed. We got the homie Raiden motherfucking Blade.
Raiden
My dude.
Blade,
Thank you,
what's
my man, for
good?
being here, man. Thank you for
Thank
that £5
you.
super chat, homie. Says Disney is looking at this thinking 4 years old game, $100. Now, indie, $100 on PlayStation, and number one should have put for Spider-Man. Hey, SIE, motherfucker, with my money. You better have my money. Yo, I get it. Disney, remember, this is Disney property as much as it's you kind of forget that
Yep.
Disney owns fucking everything.
Spider-Man,
Disney
Indiana
owns
Jones.
Spider-Man, Disney owns Indiana Jones.
Mhm.
Indiana Jones on PlayStation have a $99 edition, number one over here. And Spider-Man is just like, come on, man.
This is also a moment to take a step back and going ahead and kind of seeing what is the quality of the game, right? Not and compare the two, right? And not just and also how people are showing up for and how it's being received. You know, this is a marketing situation and it goes hand in hand. The game is well received, it kind of brings up the movies again, or any movie going forward or show that you want to go ahead and make. They have Disney Plus, they have Hulu, right? So, and they love making these shows. So, if you want to capitalize on that momentum, you need to make sure that these games are well received. And to go ahead and have a freaking winner with Indiana Jones and kind of like seeing that your sales have just been dropping with Spider-Man, in that revenue that you're supposed to be getting. I mean, where do you turn when you want to go ahead and make another deal with another one of your IPs, right? Who do you trust? Where do you think you're going to get the more money from and the recognition to your IP? So I think that this is gonna also, and not that PlayStation can afford it, but they do have some deals going on. And I'm not sure, based on how Wolverine is showing right now and the fact that we haven't really heard much about Venom, that they are holding their end of the deal when it comes to delivering these iconic characters, right, to the players.
Facts. Pharaoh, do you think this is going to be a trend that continues as the rest of these Xbox games start to drop?
Yeah, I do think it's a trend that's going to continue because, like I said, I was unmuted, but imagine if Indiana Jones outsells Spider-Man 2. That would be outrageous. Imagine the meeting that Disney is going to have with Sony because
Exactly.
Spider-Man's their biggest IP. They're going to be like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, why is Indiana Jones outselling Spider-Man? That shouldn't happen. What's going on with this Wolverine IP? Like, we're in this to make money. What's going on with Venom? You're not doing a good job with my movies. You're not doing a good job with my games. I'm about to just wrestle my IP away from you at this point. So yeah, I definitely think it's a trend that's going to continue. And then the longer that it takes Wolverine to come out is going to turn into Wolverine versus Blade if they release at the same time.
Oh, they don't
Yeah.
want that.
So it's going to be an IP for IP, and it's going to be a quality for quality standard. If that happens, and we already know at this point, Blade is more likely to be available in more places, is guaranteed to be on Xbox and PC day one. So PlayStation's gonna have to have some serious discussions with Disney in the coming future, especially if they don't get Wolverine cranked out soon.
I mean, they can always make a Lego version of it.
Yeah, they definitely could, but we saw how that did, with what they call a Lego hoe.
Lego hoe?
Yeah. Yeah, that hasn't worked out. Whore of the Mountain hasn't worked out. So
Man.
I mean, PlayStation's in a very interesting place. Nothing they make sells other than hardware. And if we look at the trend with Sony products, as things stop selling, the hardware starts doing worse. The TVs aren't selling like they used to. The headphones aren't selling like they used to. The computers aren't selling anymore at all. I think they only sell them in Japan now. The phones, you can't even walk into a retailer and pick up a Sony phone anymore. So, it's an interesting place that Sony's in. Their hardware just isn't sustaining them the way it used to. That's why they're transitioning to movies and anime and music more than they are on hardware. And PlayStation is the only hardware that seems to be having any type of success, but it's trending behind its predecessor. And if that continues, that's another, failed hardware at a certain point, because the goal is to always do better than the previous version of what you released.
That's the goal.
Yeah. Especially
not
in
their
hardware
pattern
business.
though. Yeah. But I get it. You're right. It's like as a whole, they are it seems like they're just not cutting it. So that's not a good situation to be in.
Agreed. Yeah, and honestly, Pharaoh, if they fucking went ahead, if they ever came out, the Indiana Jones did better than fucking Spider-Man,
Oh,
that would be a fucking that would be a conversation.
But it has a strong chance being available on 3 platforms.
I mean, you're right. You're right. I think the other thing that you brought up, which was so true, is fucking Wolverine, bro.
Yeah.
Like that shit is taking so long to come out. And maybe it's not. Maybe they showed us that teaser all the way back then and there was like literally nothing done. They just put it together like, hey, we're gonna make a game. And they were waiting until Spider-Man 2 came out to actually fucking
get started
in earnest, which would only make it a year
yeah.
or two. What you know what I'm saying? That they
showed it in 2021 is when they showed it.
Yeah, but they released Spider-Man 2 last year.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 last year. So you would assume that Wolverine would come out at least by next year. But if Wolverine doesn't come out till 2027, I would assume Blade is out no later than 2027. I can see Blade coming out next year, but no later than 2027 should we get Blade, because they showed Blade in a year or two ago, almost 2 years ago.
It was like a year or two ago. I feel like
it was
Blade
2 Game Awards
probably
shows.
The year. I feel like Blade is the year after next gen launches.
No, Spider-Man 2 came out. It wasn't last year. It's 2023.
Yeah. No, we're talking about the Blade reveal. The Blade reveal was 2 Game Award shows ago, so that's like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Spider-Man. I thought Spider-Man came out last year.
No, 2023.
Okay, so
no, last year was Concord. They're big.
Oh, okay. So then if Spider-Man came out in 2023, then it's obviously been like a year and a half that they've been able to fully work on Wolverine. So let's say they're not saying they weren't doing anything that whole time, but like, okay, we finished our big game. Now let's all jump over here and
more hands-on, you mean, and focus.
Help make it happen. You figure hopeful next year. Remember, it got pushed. The rumor was that it was supposed to come this year from that leak, but it got pushed to 2026. So maybe that holds true. I don't know though. But the point is that that also just puts a lot more pressure on Wolverine, because it's like if Sony is wanting to hold fast, when you got Xbox over here talking to Disney, because don't fuck up the situation. Like don't confuse it. It feels like, yo, why isn't Spider-Man over here? You don't think he's talking to the people over there at Disney? Like, why isn't this happening? You guys leaving this money on the table, right? Yeah. All this shit, like these conversations happen. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what's happening. So as Wolverine, the longer Wolverine takes to come out, the more money that shit costs. We already heard rumors that Wolverine's a 6-month exclusive.
Yeah,
and that it was coming to Xbox after that. So I mean, fuck, the longer that shit takes, who knows? That might even get trimmed. You might be talking a few months. And again, based off what the fuck we saw, ain't nobody want that shit over here.
No.
But just for the sake of conversation, it's like, you're right, man. Disney owns this shit. So Disney will do what they want. And as much as, Sony has the movie rights for Spider-Man, they don't have the game rights for Spider-Man. No. And they have a hefty licensing deal that they have to live up to. And if they didn't quite do that, that could be a big problem for what they're planning on in the future. They want X-Men, they want all this shit. Remember that all got leaked. I don't know if that's still coming, but it all got leaked. And where the fuck is Venom in all this shit? Did that shit get canceled?
Hiding.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
would
saying?
think that game got canceled because that game should have
Another
a
canceled
very
game.
quick turnaround time, being that
Dude, that
it's
shit
all
should be
taking place
out
in the
this
same.
year.
Yeah, it all takes place on the same map. So,
Mhm.
and
That's
you already have the Venom assets, so the game should come out pretty quick if
Makes
it
no fucking
were going to be
sense, dude.
coming out at all.
Man,
That's crazy.
we'll see. We'll see. But listen, Phil did. He was the same dude that came out here and said we don't know why Helldivers is not on Xbox, right? So to your point, CMoney, these are conversations that he's not afraid to have.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, these are legitimate fucking questions.
Mhm.
Like, again, I know this pride shit is still there, right? PlayStation doesn't know what to quite do because of the small, tiny, but vocal minority who would sit there and bitch and cry about it. It's like, bro, look at the industry.
Yeah.
Look at what's happening all around you. Y'all motherfuckers rather have PlayStation die.
They would though. Isn't that crazy?
Like, it's
That's
crazy.
how
It's crazy.
that's crazy. That's one PlayStation's like, don't love me like that. But
Facts.
man, that is wild. When you put it that way, it's true. It's literally what they rather go ahead and have happen. They want place, knowing that, you know, with this whole Steam situation, they're going to be selling more games, and PlayStation, by the way, obviously it's obvious to everyone that they're going through it, right? This is not a secret. But like, they have an opportunity to go ahead and make more money right now if this is the situation that's going to play out. What makes you think that they should be trying to stop that? You should want that to take place to see if they can gather up enough change to go ahead and provide you with some new IP.
Big facts.
And
It's
the
difficult
crazy-
to understand the mentality.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Farah.
fine.
Sorry.
And I was going to say, it's crazy that Phil was trying to make PlayStation a partner, and PlayStation said, you know, basically F you, and now they're going to be forced to basically die on their sword at some point because they're not going to be able to keep up. It's just that's just as they are, they will not be able to keep up as the biggest brand in gaming because it's where gaming is going with cloud and everything, and these AAA budgets getting bigger and bigger. I mean, PlayStation is still Sony's still $100 billion company. They haven't grown beyond that. They're not 200 billion. Like, if anything, it's gone down in recent years. So like, it's like these expenses are getting harder and harder for a company like them to keep up with, to maintain a platform and make those high quality level games. So yeah, they're gonna be forced to die on their sword at some point, and what that looks like and what they end up as a result of that, you know, do they become the next Sega, or is there somewhere where they find like a middle ground because now you have these applications that you can, you know, place your store in other places? We'll just have to wait and see. But you know, it's the near term future for Sony just isn't looking very, very promising if you look 3 to 5 years out.
Listen,
we don't even know where they will be.
Sega recovered. They're in a decent spot right now, and they're making games. I don't know that PlayStation, if it hits that type of situation, will ever go ahead and make their way back.
Maker, bro. Like
say that one more time.
PlayStation's not a game maker.
Yeah.
Like that's not their claim to fame. That's not what kept them going so long. They've always been a store. You know what I'm saying? They've always been a store. They bought some studios and they made some games, but they were never the highlights. It was the Final Fantasies of the world that were big. Maybe Gran Turismo was one of the only big ones that they had back in the day that kind of stood the test of time. But after that, you know, not much. Eventually Naughty Dog, but it was still smaller stuff. It wasn't crazy. Crash Bandicoot was probably one of the biggest things. But that wasn't what they were about. So, you know, regress. Go back to being a store.
Yeah, every time they make something good, it only has a short shelf life where they have to put it away for 10, 15 years before they can bring it back again, like Uncharted or Last of Us. Last of Us has a short shelf life to where it's only going to be 3 games. After that, you're going to have to put it away. God of War, short shelf life. They put out a couple games. God of War went away for a bunch of years.
But I think a part of the talent is figuring it out, right? You have, the IP is there. You figure out how to move forward with it. You don't tap out, right? You make prequels, you make whatever you have to make, and that's part of the creative process.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
they have a way of just kind of tapping out on things or even on protagonists when they shouldn't.
Well,
So
Naughty Dog is like 100% all about that. Like they just drop everything that has successful.
mhm.
Uncharted, nah, we're good. We're done. Last of Us, nah, we're good. We're done.
It's almost as if they feel like it's peaked, and I don't know,
Like they
what,
can't
they don't
keep
want to
going.
ruin the legacy that they feel that they've created with these games, and
Which is
if they,
fine.
yeah, but
Which is
then
fine, but
then
that's
what
it.
what else?
PlayStation done got nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So you're taking like the only things that have any clout in PlayStation, and like, nah, we're gonna bench that,
Mhm.
and then we're gonna make a new thing, and that would be fine if they made a new thing in the same vein as their previous working,
Agreed.
like the previous work they've done. But now, fucking, this is what happens where there's a problem, and you can know that you have leaders and followers in the world. Fucking Neil Druckmann made all these movie shows, like movie games, right? And then for his last game that he's going to be a part of before he retires, he says, "Oh, I like Elden Ring. That's really cool. I love it. I want to make a game like that." That's what he wants to do. That's what this intergalactic shit is.
Yeah, and then he's using inspiration from, Akira
From
and
anything else at this point.
Cowboy Bebop, and it's like, what are you like?
What did
What do
you
you
bring
bring
to
to the
this?
table?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not, you
Where's
can't even say
your
the character,
creativity?
because
What
the
is
character,
happening?
the character is based off of this whole movement, right? That's the only
And
reason
then
they have her there shaving the head. They did it to prove a point, right?
Yeah.
So everything about what they showed us has nothing to do with Naughty Dog. There's no
Agreed.
Naughty Dog DNA present in what we saw.
and that game's going to be expensive because they pay for porch licenses and all the other stuff. It's going to be more expensive than any game he's ever created.
Facts. But he's leaving. He don't give a shit. He's like,
Right?
I'm gonna leave with a bang. Whether it's a fucking bang to my shit and I'm done, or a bang and it's gonna just cost a lot of money. It breaks some type
Season
of
2
record.
of his show is releasing this April, right?
I'm
And
actually-
so,
I'm
like,
actually pumped for that.
yes, it's
Mhm.
gonna be great, but like, he's got his thing going on
Yeah.
on the side. And listen, as much as he would want, if PlayStation is not supporting them in the way that they need to, with the tech and the funds that they need, and allowing them to go ahead and be creative and move forward with whatever. I mean, Factions had to be sat down because he wanted to make Intergalactic. So if you're in this situation and your hands are kind of tied, and you're making a show, it's like, just move forward.
Yeah.
They couldn't even
Time to let go.
It's the support also comes from not making their games the only games coming.
Yes.
Right? Like, support comes the way Xbox does it. See, Xbox is supporting all their studios by having so many studios making games. So there's never finish this fucking game. Like, we need
This
this
is on
now.
you. We need
You know what
that
I'm saying?
money back. Yeah.
Like, it's like, no, you know what? Actually, we could put some other game over here. Why don't you take more time to really finesse that the right way? Come out later.
Yeah.
PlayStation,
Execute your vision. Yeah.
If PlayStation is doing that right now, where they're saying, yeah, listen, take your time. We need it to hit. There's a difference. It's not, hey, take your time and make it the best you can. It's take your time. We need this shit to fucking hit big. So don't fuck it up. You take that time, but you fucking make it work. Right? Like, this is the stress that these teams are under, because there's no other games coming out from first party.
We know that when they were pitching games, unless they were gas games, they were not getting approved. So it's not like they're not known for like putting a situation aside, or like to have to make their studios bend into what they're expecting them to do if they want to go ahead and produce a game. So
that's the reality.
That's the reality.
All right, let me get the homie Pooh 40218. What's up, man?
Yo.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, homie. Thank you for
Thank you,
super
love.
chat. Says everything is an Xbox. That's facts.
Exactly.
That's right. Now it is, yeah.
Got the homie Demo Flow back with another
Yo.
$2 super chat. Appreciate your fam. Says never go full pony. Those are bars. Those are bars to live by.
Yes.
100%. You got the homie Dan Lazaro in the building, man.
Dan.
Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says, I watched a media pod from 7 years ago. They talked on Sony films failing. They said PlayStation is Sony's only hope. And if it starts to fail, Sony has 5 years tops.
Oh,
dude.
Yikes.
That's like 100% factual at this point.
I mean, their last 2 movies, Venom and I forget the name, they're already in Netflix. G maybe had brought up that, you know, they were both in there, and yeah, I've seen them. They're both in there. They took that bag and they have the freaking movies available in there. They're trying to make whatever they can make at this point. And I can't blame them. I get it. But man, the fact that, and you said it so many times, see, like Sony needs PlayStation to do well, right? Because that's what's supporting Sony. That's an issue, right? Microsoft can come in and support Xbox as much as they need to or want to, right? This is the other way around. So again, you brought this up, Dan. Now that we're seeing PlayStation crumble, because the situation is pretty bad. No matter how much they want to cover it up, it's pretty freaking bad. What does this mean, right? Seems like we weren't just all talking shit for the sake of talking shit.
Yeah.
Truth hurts, though. And all I'm going to say is if Sega booked Square, they're out. Death Stranded, I mean, come on. What do you think is going to happen? If Disney takes off too, man, we have developers not wanting to make deals and take the bag to go ahead and have PlayStation do what they're comfortable doing, which is money hatting. And if the situation works out the way that we seem to think that it's going to play out, money hatting is not going to be a thing anymore because you're just throwing money out the window. All these games are going to be available for the Xbox players regardless. Right? And it's crazy because you brought up CMoney, you bring it up all the time. You're not giving your players anything. You're just taking away from players on other platforms every time you go ahead and you give money to just have the game playing on your platform. Facts. You're not creative. You're not providing. You're not doing anything special. Anybody can go ahead and do that, right?
Especially Microsoft.
Exactly.
Like, don't get it twisted. There's no feelings involved. Like, all these people, if Microsoft went up to them and fucking doubled what Sony was paying, financially they would be irresponsible.
Yeah.
To do that.
But they could
or triple it, whatever the fuck they wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always based off Microsoft's lack of desire.
That situation, PlayStation would be getting whatever Microsoft doesn't want, whatever Xbox is not looking to go ahead and get.
The easiest thing to remember is Sony wanted Starfield exclusive, and Xbox said, fuck you, I buy the building. Just put that in perspective always. Anytime you think to yourself, oh my God, yo, PlayStation got this money had a game, is exclusive to us. No, bitch. Microsoft gifted you with the ability to have that shit because they didn't want it. Like, just know that. Understand that. Don't matter what country that shit's from. I don't give a shit. They double, triple, quadruple the money. They get it.
Yep.
Easy. It's just the facts. The homie Jonas the dad. Thank
Jonas.
You for being here, man. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says Phil said full ABK library in Game Pass. If those old Spider-Man games get good engagement, that would not be good for Sony either. Hashtag Xbox butter. Facts. So if they do put those old games in the Game Pass and all of a sudden a lot of them are getting played and downloaded, yeah, that's going to be an easy sell to Disney. Like, yo, bro, look how many people over here are having fun with these Spider-Man games. Bring that shit over, right? I mean, this is what it seems. Again, I don't give a shit. I have it on PlayStation and I don't want to touch it. So I really don't think it's worth bringing over, but they're gonna want to do that, right? That's just smart business for them. And then you got the homie 108 Dragon TV. My dude, Lemon in the building. What's up, man?
What's up?
Thank you for that $5 super chat.
Thank you.
Microsoft got ponies tricking. Y'all slided that credit card through them butt cheeks.
Oh,
How's it feel to be pimp? Take that, get that
not
baby
the
over.
cheeks.
Yo, straight to the cheeks. Lemon, you ain't lying, dog. That's the reality of what it is. And they still refuse to see it. They still
Yes.
refuse to see it.
It's crazy. Like
It is crazy.
Xbox basically took PlayStation's girl to the back and said, "You can be
Oh.
third in line because that's where Death Stranding is right now."
Oh shit.
I'm gonna get some first.
God damn. Fillmore Pocket said Xbox is moving weight on PlayStation block. Facts, yo. Facts.
It's crazy.
Dude, it's the truth.
Oh my gosh.
It's the truth, yo. Like, that's the reality of what it is, right? And at the end of the day, look, this is to be clear, this is all amazing news, right? The fact that Indiana Jones is number 1 on this list, it shows that good games can get seen, outside of this war bullshit, right? There's an Xbox game, nobody's crying. They're out here, they're pumped to be playing as indie. They're getting the collectors or the deluxe edition. They want to play early. They don't want to wait. I feel that. That's dope shit right there. Right? It does let us know that the Twitterverse of Sony is full of shit, right?
Irrelevant.
They're irrelevant. They're no ones, they're nobodies. They're just over there talking to their same group of people who are all believing the same shit.
Circle jerking.
All circle jerking.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when it comes down to people wanting to play good games, Forza Rise on the block, they sign up for that bitch. Indie shows up on the block, they signing up for that bitch. That's just the reality of what it is. All right. That being said, anything else on this right here before we move on?
It's only March.
It is only March.
Put your seatbelts on.
Mm,
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
facts. Ricardo says Sony is going the way of Blockbuster.
Oh,
Facts. And Farrell, anything else before we
No,
get to the next thing?
no. I'm sure we'll have
All right.
plenty more time to shit on PlayStation.
Oh, we got more.
Yeah.
We got more. We got more. All right. So next up, okay, obviously we went ahead and had great conversations about how excited we were that Steam was coming to PlayStation. I'm
Yes,
sorry, it was coming to
to
Xbox. They
Xbox.
wish. Man, wow, did I just break some hearts right now?
listen.
Oh my God. Somebody
They all looked
watching
up. They
right
were like,
now
yo, what?
just got a hard on and shit themselves at the same time. I'm sorry I said that.
They're so
Bones.
confused.
I'm sorry I said that. Wow. That was holy shit. Sorry, guys.
Evil.
My bad. We've been talking about how excited we were that Steam is coming to Xbox. Finally, you get a inadvertent confirmation from a leak from an Xbox document. This has been rumored forever. We've known it's been coming. We've heard from them the plans. We heard when Destin asked Phil, is Steam coming to Xbox? He just did a fake ass. Oh, you crazy. And then just kept it moving.
But yes.
But yes, it is. And now it was confirmed, right? It was confirmed. We saw the leak. But the new narrative out there. First of all, fanboys are shook everywhere with this shit, right? Like they're all trembling. They're like, oh my God, it's
Damage
over.
control now.
Oh my God, it's over. Just calm down. Calm down. Stop crying. This is all good shit. Okay. This is all good news for us. For you, I mean, you're still stuck in that same shit bag of a fucking console land. So
I mean,
I
it
don't
was
know.
a choice, right?
It is. But Steam, the conversation now is that PlayStation will just fucking block it, right? They're gonna block PlayStation games from going to Steam, right? But like they can't block it to go to Steam. They're gonna block it to go to Xbox, right? But how they're gonna Like there's a fundamental issue there, right? Because Xbox is going to have Windows integrated into the Xbox, console, making it a
Mhm.
hybrid PC. So the Windows side of it, why would they tamper with the way Steam and EA and all these other places already recognize Windows, right? So when that loads up onto the Xbox PC, it's going to be loading up on the Windows side of it, which there is no way to go ahead and be like, oh no, that's an Xbox. I'm going to shut it down. That being said, there has been some conversation in these streets about this. So let's see what they're saying, and then we can hop in. Over here, you see we have Jez Corden. So there was a poll that Jez did that said, if the next Xbox supports Steam Epic Game Store, will PlayStation block their PC titles on Microsoft hardware? 61% said yes, 38% said no, right? Jay Duke says no because they cannot do that via Steam. Jess says they very much can. So let's go back. Now, Jez got tired of everybody in the comments saying that they can't. So he says, for those saying PlayStation can't block their games on Steam arbitrarily from an Xbox, quote unquote, Xbox PC, they absolutely 100% can. GeForce Now found this out the hard way. Okay, so one, Jez, unfortunately, that is, even if they can block stuff, right? That there are ways that they can do it, right? But that would be a very difficult thing, but they can, but not the way that you're trying to link it, right? GeForce Now found this out the hard way. No, I was there from day one at GeForce Now. What GeForce Now was doing is just letting people stream the games from Steam and these other places without telling anybody. Stream rights are very different than download rights. You have the right to download your game from Steam or Epic Game Store on any PC you have that is capable of running Steam or Epic Game Store or whatever it is.
And what are we saying about the next Xbox?
It's going to be a PC
Got it.
hybrid.
Okay.
Right?
All right. I'm
So
just linking it in case that it's not making sense.
They're not going to have Steam. Steam's not going to make a special Xbox version of Steam.
No.
Epic Game Store is not going to make a special Xbox version of it. They might have the console big picture mode version for Steam or whatever it is, and Xbox might put something together to make it easy to see where all your games come in at, as more of a launcher of these exterior stores. But at the end of the day, it's going to be running on the PC side of it. Steam is not going to be like, hey, this PC over here, you can't download
this particular one. Yeah.
Show me a PC that runs Windows that cannot play Steam games if it has the hardware to do it. Where? Doesn't exist. Now, again, if Microsoft arbitrarily goes ahead and just creates this is an quote unquote Xbox PC and puts like hooks in there to make it where the PC side of Xbox is actually Xbox, like 100%, like easily like
recognizable,
seen,
yeah.
Then
bunch of flags on it.
Yes, they can be like, hey, block this thing, but they can't just block PC.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just block Windows. That's not.
You block one, you block them all, right?
You can't do it. You have to remove the game from Steam.
Yeah.
But and that's what I'm saying. I don't know if YouTube, because I do want to see what some of the other people were saying, but do you have any other kind of take on it, baby girl?
Well, listen, this is what I would say. I know how Phil and the team are operating, and if there were any way to go ahead and block the situation, I'm pretty sure they already have plan B ready to go. Nothing's gonna stop what they're trying to get to. I can only put that on the table. Again, I agree with what you're saying. I also, for those doubters out there, I just think that if this is the goal for them and this is what they're looking to do, it's not going to be stopped. It's going to get figured out.
Here's a fun fact, baby girl. Lynn over here in chat says,
Lynn was good, baby.
Boosteroid already works on Xbox with PlayStation games because it's running off of a virtual machine.
Exactly.
So there is a machine somewhere virtually that exists that's running Steam, and you can work on your Xbox with Boosteroid playing PlayStation games because it's running off an actual, virtual machine. This is already happening. So the idea that this would change with Steam is crazy. What do you think, Frau?
Yeah, I think people want to give Sony too much power in this instance. It's still anything that Xbox does, Xbox is going to be doing the legwork with putting these stores onto their platform. The stores are just the stores. And we're also living in a world that we're speaking hypothetically in where Windows 12 is also out, and we don't know how much Xbox becomes more of a core feature of Windows 12, and how much they can differentiate Windows from Xbox when Windows 12 drops, because Windows 11 integrated Xbox in ways that was much deeper than Windows 10. So we're going to continue to see that more and more.
Agreed.
So we're in this hypothetical world where PlayStation is just we can block this specific MAC address because it automatically identifies that it's a Xbox. I'm guessing, because are you blocking it at the? You're not going to be able to block it at the OS level if Xbox is integrated into Windows. I would imagine that this hybrid PC type situation is going to be a situation where Xbox is natively built into the kernel of Windows. Therefore, whenever you develop a game for PC, you're automatically developing the game for Xbox. That would be
thank you, baby.
Yeah, bless you.
Thank you.
I would assume that that's the direction that they're going. That way these people can't say the hardware is holding us back, or there's something regarding Xbox as a reason that we can't put the game on this platform. I think they're just going to build Xbox natively into Windows now, so that excuse is 100% removed. If you develop for PC, you're automatically developing for Xbox.
Agreed. So this is the thing. I could tell you why PlayStation is not going to attempt to do this. Okay? Very easily. Their need for their games reaching more people is inevitable, right? It's just there. It has to happen. They need to figure it out. And one of the scariest things for them and these ponies is for PlayStation to come out and say, hey, we're releasing our game on an Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the scary thing for them to do. And then they would also have to contend that they would be putting a game over there, and Xbox will be making 30% off of their game, right? So they would have to put it in the Xbox store, and then they would also be funding Xbox further, right? Which we know we're doing on PlayStation. Good for them. They need it, right? But this scenario sidesteps that entire situation for them. This scenario allows PlayStation to have PlayStation games available to Xbox owners to purchase without, number one, having to give Xbox a cut, because if they buy it on Steam, that'll be through Steam. So Xbox wouldn't get that cut unless Xbox works something out with Steam. And then two, they avoid the media backlash. They avoid having to put a statement out that says, hey, we're bringing such and such game to Xbox.
Mhm.
That's all avoided.
Mhm.
They don't have to do any of it. Now they look like heroes for keeping their stance of no, we're putting our games on PlayStation, PC, maybe the Switch, right? We're not doing anything on Xbox. All the while, the games are available on Xbox because Steam is there, right? So they walk away like, hey,
We didn't bend the knee.
we didn't do nothing. Our game's on Steam. I can't control where Steam is, right? Like they get to do that and walk away, and they get the benefit of more sales from anybody who would go ahead and purchase their games and play them on the next Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think that makes sense, or do you think no? That you think that they like
I
is this
think
like
it
a
makes-
blessing in disguise? You know what I'm saying for them?
I think it makes perfect sense because right now PlayStation doesn't know who their customer is as far as their first party is concerned. They're trying to figure out, where are the people who want to buy the type of games that we're making? Like, where are they? And the more places that they put their game, the more they'll be able to find that out. I mean, hopefully they do find that out, because if they don't, like I said, they're only going to be a store at some point. At some point, they're going to have to get rid of those first parties if they can't sell any games to anybody. And it seems like if it's not a borrowed IP at the moment, it's not really selling over there.
Facts.
I think this is a blessing for them. I think this is a situation where they don't have to put any extra efforts as well to go ahead and port the games to Xbox, and they can just rip the benefits of whatever Xbox has invested in, right? It's just going to be a way of reaching new freaking gamers, and potentially gamers that may have some type of interest in their game, in their games. I dropped the S. Pardon me,
cold.
PlayStation, the
That's cold.
disrespect.
Pardon me.
But listen, this is the thing. They don't take the risk also of porting the game and finding out that no one wants their games, right? If the
Yeah.
game is there and it's available on Xbox, right,
Yep.
through Steam, and no one
That's right.
buys it, or just a
They don't have to
freaking
port
handful of people show up, it's like, okay, we didn't really try to do this, so it doesn't really matter to us. It's a pony ass move, right?
Yes.
Where if they benefit from it, great. If they don't, they weren't even trying, right? So it's not even what we were trying to do. The fact that these gallopers are out here saying that PlayStation is going to stop this, what, just like they stopped the ABK deal? Is that how they're going to stop this situation? I don't think so. I think there's a will, there's a way, and if this is what Phil wants, there's no better way for them. Like you said, CMoney, without them cutting a 30% to freaking Xbox, this is a nice and clean situation. Whereas if they find a way to do it in a more messy way, this can get more complicated. So I say take the easy way in.
Agreed. Yeah, I just feel like it's too much of it's an easy layup
Mhm.
for PlayStation to get away with doing this without it being a problem. And then over time, they can just go full in and put the games on Xbox because people will already be used to the idea that you can get Xbox games. I mean, PlayStation games on Steam
Yep.
via that Xbox, right? So eventually they'll just go full in and make it easier there too for people to buy it.
Honestly, who's to say this conversation wasn't had, right? Again, Hiroki came out here. He said what he said. He knows that this is what's gonna happen, right? This is what he said. Our games are going everywhere, right? Where there's computing, and we knew that this was gonna end up on freaking Xbox one way or another. For all we know, Hiroki was like, yeah, this is the way that we're willing to do it. And if you go ahead and figure it out with Steam, this is the way it's going to happen.
Yeah, and I guess the only
Agreed
concern that PlayStation will have is that Xbox becomes the box that everyone always dreamed of, where it's the box to rule them all. I can literally play any game I want, on this box. And the only thing I guess
the box that go ahead. sorry.
The,
Go ahead.
the only thing that would be missing is the Nintendo games. But yeah.
How do we get those?
But I think that that's like the dream of every like core gamer,
Yeah.
right? Like most people don't even know about these small like these games, like unless they're on TV or in like the radio, like in places that people know, like Call of Duty, like FIFA, like these big huge games, like that's what people for the most part think about video games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
all these weird name games that nobody ever fucking heard of, like they're not the casual, the vast majority of people won't even look twice at this, bro. That's why it's yes, Xbox I think has a great chance of winning over the core audience.
Yeah.
Because you truly get everything that you could ever want, because there are PC games that for all intents and purposes would just be console games, but because of lack of money or lack of success, they weren't able to bring their game to a console. So it's going to be a fucking gold mine for core Xbox gamers to go, and every time there's a Steam Fest or a fucking one of the winter deals or fall deals, all this shit, you could buy so many games for so cheap. You're gonna be able to play so much shit, dude. Like it's gonna be fucking amazing. But it's for the core people. Casuals are not even gonna know, man. That's why this works so good for PlayStation. If they never have to even say Xbox, but their games are playable on Xbox. You know what I'm saying?
I think casuals will find out because the mixing of stores means that you get to get a lot of games at cheaper prices. It's going to be a lot more. The marketplace is going to be a lot more competitive. So I think even casual gamers
that way. Like they're not going to find out.
I think casual gamers will talk to other I think casual gamers will talk to other gamers and be like, "Man, it's $70 no matter what on the PlayStation Store. PlayStation Store never changes their prices. I picked up NBA 2K on Steam this year. I didn't get it on Xbox or what it called. They had a deal on Epic where it was $20 this year, so I got it on Epic for $20. I think those conversations will be had, and I think you'll get some of the casual audience just based off because everyone's looking to save a buck along the way. So I think when that becomes a conversation, I think that's where you get the casual audience. When you mix
I just
in
feel
all
like
these
that
stores.
conversation can technically already be had in a smaller scale, obviously, but like with Game Pass, right? Like if it's about the most bang for your buck, Game Pass is already that. You know what I'm saying? So like if they were gonna have the conversation and Game Pass is out there, right? Like it is promoted, and has been promoted with games like Call of Duty and Starfield and all that shit. And yeah, they had huge upticks when those games dropped. But still, people rather just stick with what they know than get a deal.
Yeah, but then people want to own their games also. So that's also
that
thing.
too is another thing for sure.
Yeah. Own their games or just wait till they're on sale to buy them. There's some people that just want, and listen, with Forza, some gallopers were asking for the physical copy. Some people are still just wanting to get physical copies of games and feel like they can go ahead, grab it and trade it in if they want to, and then go ahead and add the difference to buy something new and have more value for their money, I guess. Because when you do have the games, you get to sell them. It's just options, right? And that's what Xbox at the end of the day is trying to provide. And you can't go wrong with adding options. You can't.
Agreed 100%. I saw the homie Grunge Head.
Grunge was
up,
good.
Man? Thank you for being here. It says, I won a PlayStation 5 recently, and there are so many features missing that I never knew Xbox only had. Quick resume, upscaling every old game, being able to play 360 games. Sony is so greedy. But you have to buy the remaster.
Yep.
It's
That's
true.
crazy.
It's true. It's funny because Xbox is already very PC-like, right? Because that's what happens. If you buy a new graphics card and you play an old game, your old game looks better.
Yep.
Because you can, you could play it maxed out and you can do that stuff. So you're right. Like Xbox has tons of features that just Xbox has that is ahead of the competition. And yet still, right? Still, the majority of people buy PlayStations, right? Which is always going to be the reason why Xbox has more core gamers than PlayStation does, right? Because the people who are on Xbox, it's a choice, right? They very specifically want the stuff that Xbox has, right? And that's a big deal, right? It's like there's a lot more people driving like Hondas versus Mercedes, right? But the people who buy a Mercedes, they tend to spend more money, right? Because they are obviously
That's what they want.
looking to spend.
It's a choice, right?
More
Rather,
something they could do.
Yeah, it's like, knowing Nintendo, growing up with that, and then obviously PlayStation came out first, so that was like the next, console to kind of go ahead and move forward with and play more grown games, right? So to go ahead and identify Xbox and say, okay, look at this game is Halo is there, Gears is there, Forza, like you are choosing to go ahead and kind of take that path rather than to follow the pattern that was laid out for you.
Facts.
So
Agreed.
I see exactly what you're saying.
Let me get the homie Ricardo Moncada.
Get it,
Ricardo.
Ricardo.
What's good, man? What's going on, man? Thank you for that
good?
$2 super chat. Says knowing Sony, they'll have spyware on their games. Oh my god.
Probably.
People are gonna not want to download their shit. I feel that, man. The homie Razor Ultra in the building. My dude, thank you for being here. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Says Steam doesn't automatically determine your PC specs. It does a monthly survey to collect data about hardware usage, which is optional and anonymous. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not going, like, this is not what these fucking ponies think is going to happen, dude.
No. And listen, again, we know that, we talk about Phil scooping up Steam, right? So they're buddies. We know that. So I feel like it's not going to be a situation that is going to get messy.
Like, it's not in their favor. Like, Steam is not like,
they want this to happen.
First of all, if you think about like value, right? Well, on the console side, it's easy for PlayStation to be like, hey, company, make sure you put your game over here because look at how many people we have, right? But to Steam, it's the opposite. It's how many games can you deliver to me on my platform? And compared to PlayStation, Xbox is fucking delivering nonstop new games to Steam versus PlayStation doing what? Taking old garbage shit and putting it over there and Steam watching that shit fail.
Yeah.
Because nobody gives a shit.
It's a whole different situation.
And the ports are so hit and miss.
And dude.
Facts.
I know that this whole kumbaya thing that loves to be sold out there with like everything's nice and chill and it doesn't matter. The cutthroat situation that they're willing to do this just to stick it to PlayStation and kind of present it in a way possibly to freaking the Steam. Like, listen, this is just a way for you to go ahead and capitalize and make more money off of something you already have available there. Like, cutthroat. Indeed.
I mean, it's not just kicking it to PlayStation. It's kicking it to all those Eastern developers who have been hesitant to put their games on Xbox. So,
but they put them on Steam.
They put
them on Steam.
They put them on Steam, but they won't put them on Xbox.
Or the ones that like to take the deals.
Yeah, like what's the people that made the monkey game?
Black Myth will come.
Yeah, Black Myth
Game
or
Science or whatever.
Yeah, or like a Stellar Blade who took a deal, or like a game like Trails in the Sky or the Trail series that hasn't made it over to Xbox, or the YS series that hasn't made it over. There's a bunch of Japanese.
We don't like exclusives. We only do it because the competition does it.
Yep. So,
and if the competition doesn't want to stop that shit, we're gonna stop it for them.
That's literally the fucking 5D chess that's happening here.
Yeah,
because they literally are circumventing every possible scenario by saying, how do I make sure that somebody who buys my console, right, / PC hybrid, right, how can I make sure they no longer are in a scenario where they're games that are arbitrarily missing the box. You take Steam. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
take Steam, you put it on your box. You take all the other storefronts, you put it on your box.
Mm-hmm.
That's a gift to Xbox gamers.
Absolutely.
If they figure out a way to make money from Steam or these other places, great. I mean, they should, right? They
Mhm.
should do
Mhm.
that. But at the end of the day, if they don't make a fucking penny and they're just doing that as a service to us Xbox fans who are core gamers who are going to buy that next box, what a fucking, like, come on, man. That's
Yeah.
fire, dude. That's fire for Microsoft to be like, yo, I don't give a fuck. I want my players to have access to every fucking game that's out there, whether we sell it or not.
Yeah.
That is some fucking dope ass shit. That's some shit that these ponies don't understand because pony don't get nothing handed to them. They ain't no subscription you can have that they're gonna hand you the next new game out of PlayStation's camp.
No,
It's not happening.
no.
Unless it's a dumpster fire of a game that's so bad, they're like, oh shit, we got to put this shit in PlayStation Plus.
They
'cause
wouldn't
nobody's
even
gonna
give out
fucking play it."
Concord, dude.
They
Come
really
on,
wouldn't.
man.
And they should have tried Concord inside of PlayStation Plus before they dumped it.
Bro, they knew nobody was going to show up to that dance. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're just embarrassing yourself more. And at that time, I think they were hoping that they were going to try to figure out some other way. And I don't think that was
Successful.
there's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way. There was no hope. You know how there's no hope in dope? Same. Okay. Same shit. Same shit. You got the homie Jake HH. What's up, my dude?
Yo,
Thank you for
what's
being here,
good,
man.
Jake?
Thank you for that $5 super chat.
Thank
Says,
you.
the series consoles can play Sony games already unblocked. I can, on my Xbox Series X, play more Sony games than a Sony guy can on his own PlayStation. That's
Damn.
facts, Jake HH, because if you go ahead and put your shit in dev mode, you can play all that shit. You can
Yep.
get all the PlayStation games of all of history and play that shit on your Xbox. I wish there was just a button that I can press to make that happen where I could just do it and not have to figure out how to put everything on there.
That button will be too much work.
It'd be way
You'll
too
be
much
like,
energy.
you know what?
I remember back in the day. when
To
that
say you
first
can't get the
Xbox was
button
out.
working on a Steam Deck.
Ooh, that's possible.
No, I said you can't get the button working on your Steam Deck.
Oh, you can't.
No, you can't. We still can't hear the damn sounds.
Oh, the Stream Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let me see. Did you hear that?
I didn't
Nope.
hear it.
No.
Mm.
Well,
All right, get back to us,
listen,
Steve.
I tried. I tried. That's wild.
Mhm.
That's wild right there. But at the end of the day,
Take a
if
moment,
you can
Steve.
make it nice and easy, just do that. That would be great. Like I remember back in the day when the original Xbox, because of the hard drive, you can take it somewhere and they would put like a shit ton of games. Like it's like I forgot how you do it. You get it chipped or something. I don't remember. But I remember you take that shit to the hood and you go ahead, you give them some money, and they fucking give you like your shit is just
When they put the
loaded
chip
with
in
a
your
bunch of
system?
fucking games.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's like even that I didn't do because I didn't trust that shit. You know what I'm saying? But all my cousins had it. It was like motherfuckers. But that it has to be something easy. You know what I'm saying? I just want it that way.
Yeah.
Let me press a button and I have everything. Dope. But yeah, you're right. It already has that ability. And PlayStation, you can't stop that shit. The homie Ice Reaper Frost. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro.
Happy
Appreciate
Tuesday.
you, fam.
Thank you for
Says
rocking out.
Jez got it wrong. GeForce has to use an API. For Sony to block, they would have to block all Windows PCs.
Mm.
Exactly. There would have to be a specific API that Xbox were to put as a tag. Like, here, Sony, come fucking block us. Okay. That literally Phil has to design.
Wave them down.
Has to design it with the fucking feature there to be blocked. Like Xbox is the one who would give Sony the key to do that.
Sony, we still don't know how to get in.
Exactly.
We still don't know.
Sony still won't fucking open the door.
I got this key.
So
I see. Can't go.
You know, not to attack Jez, but Do you really think the smart people at Microsoft would make the claim that they're going to have the greatest technical leap ever,
Yep.
but then have themselves able to simply be blocked by PlayStation?
That's the thing, man. It's
That's
crazy.
real wild.
It's crazy. And it's the fact that a lot of people come out here acting as if they know better. They know the way, right? Like, stop what you're doing. Hold up. This is not it. I mean, it blows my mind.
Like Xbox may make some error along the way in their development of this next console, but I don't think that would be one of the errors. Like, I think if they want PlayStation games on there from Steam, they've already thought several layers deep into what PlayStation could do to counter that, and they probably already have countermeasures in place. If there were anything that they could do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would imagine as much for sure. I see the homie I'm the Crow 76. So man, thank you for
What's
being
up,
here.
love?
Says, I just thought about this. On the next Xbox, they should put battle.net on it and get WoW on console. So that's the whole point, right? There's a lot of shit stuck on PC land,
Mhm.
right? WoW is fucking huge. First of all, battle.net will almost certainly run on the next Xbox.
The next console, yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
WoW is going to be one of the first games that are going to be there. Right. Obviously, all this stuff hinges on the fact that you're going to have to get a keyboard and mouse for some of these games that are not going to be, they just don't work with
Mhm.
gamepad. Right. There's a lot of games on Steam that don't work on a gamepad. But once you have that, you're fucking in. WoW, all that shit is now going to be able. Counter-Strike, all these games that are out there. Valorant, well, Valorant's here, right? No. What's the other one? Steam has this other fucking card game. What is it called?
Not Balatro, because that's on console now too.
No.
No, that
I
one's
think
on
there's like
console.
Hearthstone. I don't know if that's on console, but they have another one. I don't know. One of they have a lot of fucking PC games, bro. They're out there. And now you have them. They'll have access. You can find them. You can play them, and you'll be able to do that right on your console. Like, it's just the truth. Spartan 661 in the building. What's up, my dude? Thank you for being here, my brother.
Thank
Says
you.
PlayStation supposedly doesn't believe in generations. That's why they make you pay for 3 to 5 year old remasters and let you play ancient PS games. Facts. It's some clown shit.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's some clown shit. Let me get the the homie Raiden Blade in the building. What's up, my dude?
Raiden Blade was
good. Says SIE blocks Xbox. Steam blocks SIE. SIE loses Xbox. It's a vicious circle, bro. It's a vicious circle right there. It's just the reality. It's not a good look for them. They don't want to lose that shit for sure. League of Legends. Oh shit, League of Legends, that fucking crack pipe for these players to be able to play it on Xbox, they would die. Dota was the one I was thinking about.
Oh yeah,
Force
Dota.
1 is out here dropping bars. Yeah, that's wild. There's a lot too. Yeah, Lynn said League of Legends as well. Dude, that's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. All right, but let's see. There's some other people talking about this. It wasn't just us. So yeah, Boom out here saying, as much as you are always on the pulse of anything gaming, this is totally different. Jez, Steam sells developers and publishers games, but they are the rules that must be followed. How could PlayStation pick and choose who use the games they purchase and use their hardware as a parameter of blocking said customer from using a purchase title because it has Xbox integration? Steam would then choose not to sell the PlayStation games. Look what happened with Helldivers 2, RE, the PSN sign-in. Jess Corden just says, nah. That's wild. That's wild. John Clark from Xbox Era says, Jez, mate, love ya, but these aren't remotely the same thing, let alone the same ballpark. Actually, they're totally, oh shit, what'd I do? Oops. Actually, they're totally and completely the same thing. We'll have to agree to disagree. You got Paris over here. Says GFN, GeForce Now was about licensing and they aren't the only publisher blocking games from the service. In my opinion, it's doubtful PlayStation blocks their games via Steam, and to be honest, even if they can, is it worth the effort? I think a lot depends on how Xbox will integrate Steam into their UI versus allowing a desktop mode that launches a third-party digital store. We're 2.5 years away from knowing either way, so for now, not even worth being concerned or debating on speculation. 2.5 years.
I mean, I
That's a
guess
long fucking time.
he's saying that, the console will release holiday 2027. So that'd be like 2 years and 6 months about. Yeah.
So he thinks 20. I really don't think 27.
Yeah, I think 2026.
I think 26. I guess we'll find out at the end of 26 if we're
Yeah.
right. But I really feel Jez says, I know for a fact PlayStation can do this if they feel inclined. So keep expectations in check is my only message. I don't care if it's 2 years out. I'm still going to comment on the future because it's my job. Sorry. Okay. So listen, for a fact, if, and the answer is simply if and only if Xbox allows it. If Xbox puts an arbitrary, like, hey, look at us, this PC is actually an Xbox, they can grab it.
Freaking going to do that would just be ridiculous.
Yeah,
and listen, I'm all for speculating, but like when you have everyone telling you one thing,
he's like, I swear to God,
I swear,
he's
fucking everybody in here.
He's speaking as if he has knowledge of what the next operating system on the next Xbox is going to look like. And if it just looks like Windows 12, then there's no way to block it. So I mean, it's too much speculation going on. Like you're speculating based on what exactly? So
like we're talking Xbox,
but he's always been a pessimist.
So
so you got to
like,
kind of understand that Jez is always a glass half full or glass half empty, glass half empty type person.
Facts. Tom Warren even jumped in and said GFN was about how games were distributed without consulting publishers. That wasn't anything to do with Valve, and I doubt the Steam publishing agreement even allows you to block specific Windows devices. Exactly. So if they were going to go ahead and do a hey, Steam is now streaming some of these games to their cloud, right? They would need new agreements for their cloud streaming, the same way Xbox had to do it, right? Xbox couldn't just unilaterally say, hey, every Xbox game is going to be streamable via the cloud, because that's not part of the deal. They can do that via remote play because it's even that is like, no, the game is on my Xbox. I'm accessing my Xbox. That's very different than accessing a server in the sky that has your game loaded up there and 50 million people can trigger it or whatever it is. Very different situation. We're just not talking about the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where he's confused with it. Again, very possible if if you went ahead and had Xbox essentially make it possible. That's the only version of this that becomes a thing.
I mean, it's not necessarily confusion. Sometimes it's just, the way they want to put things out there. So
agreed. Yeah. I mean, ultimately,
plenty of people explained, you know what I'm saying?
Seriously though.
Like
E-Rank says Jez is pabbing. Oh shit. That's hilarious. That's pretty funny. I mean, look, again, nobody's faulting him for putting this out there or believing that he knows. Again, he is absolutely right that it 100% can happen if Xbox allows it to identify as an Xbox that can easily be blocked.
Okay.
Yes.
Noted.
But outside of that,
what are the chances
very
of
little,
Xbox saying, let's go ahead? Obviously, when you see a situation like this taking place, is with purpose. And I think I think that will defeat the purpose.
Agreed. Lynn has a great question. Why can't they block Boosteroid?
Exactly.
Interesting. Lynn, you should ask him. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make any sense. Right? And Spartan, this is what I was saying earlier, 100%. If you really think about it, this means PlayStation doesn't have to waste resources to make an Xbox version of their game. They make the PS version and PC port because they are poor. Xbox won't do this one. Wow, that was beautiful. That was hilarious.
Oh,
But that's what it is, right? That's what it is. They're literally, there's too many positives for PlayStation. Like, first of all, they don't release enough games for it to even matter. Can you imagine them risking their entire Steam agreement because they're trying to block the one fucking game they're going to release this year from going to a small subset of people who buy the fucking Xbox, the next Xbox? Like, are you kidding me?
That'd be
We're gonna
crazy.
block the 5 people who bought Until Dawn remake.
Okay, but now let me ask you a question. Is there a way? Is there a possibility that they could take this deal and backport it to older consoles?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, can
I mean-
the Series X eventually do it? Because if you remember, there was rumors leading up to the Series X, very real rumors that the Xbox was supposed to be a PC hybrid. This one that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leading up to it, it was supposed to have it, and Steam was supposed to be a part of it. These were rumors that we had before this Xbox launch. So this is something that they've been working on
For a
for a
while.
while.
Yeah. That's
Oh, you know.
possible, see.
Backwards and forwards compatibility talk. I mean, possibly. I wouldn't put it out of the realm. And then, like we said, we're living in this Windows 12 world that's going to be along with this new Xbox, where Xbox is supposed to be more of a core feature of the service. And if that kind of ends up, I mean, you refresh the Xbox Series operating system to allow it. Yeah, I can see it being possible.
I think this console, the X was made with the next console is in mind. I think that there is tech in there that hasn't even been, put to use because it's going to kick in once the next console releases. So I think we're going to have more available on the X than we thought would be possible once we untap the next console.
Yeah, like the hardware,
Mhm.
ray tracing chip, the machine learning that's in the Xbox
Exactly.
Series. A lot of that hasn't been used, so once it
Exactly.
does, it'll extend the life of the console probably a couple more years.
What's that
for sure.
velocity
Velocity
architecture
architecture, yeah.
that hasn't really been used? There's so much, man. There's so much, and I agree, baby girl. I think that's 100% true. I think that when the next gen comes out, you're gonna see more people. Like, I gave more credit to the PlayStation 5 Pro. I thought that the Pro would kind of make it so that more developers are using the extra power, so they would turn around and use those same things on the Xbox. But the Pro ain't powerful enough to do shit, so really didn't change much of anything for the developers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you saw a bunch of people, they were all in here, they were all going on this idea about PlayStation and their ability to block this. Again, under very specific circumstances, yes, it can happen. But it's Xbox's circumstance. They're the ones who create that circumstance. So
I agree.
very
And I think
arbitrary.
Hiroki Tobroki, he is not trying to go ahead and stop this in any way. If
Facts.
anything, this is a dream come true. Like, okay, here we go. Now we're available in more places. Maybe people can go ahead and scoop up these games that these developers aren't buying or showing up for or supporting in any way. Where is our audience? Where can we find people that can connect with the crap we're making? And is there hope left to making any games going forward?
Facts.
Right? Because this is also like, you said these developers rather see PlayStation die than to have something like this take place. And it's like, this is going to allow them to see, as of right now, I'm not sure it's worth for them to go ahead and make any freaking games moving forward. The support is not there. The money's going now, it's not coming back in. Even when they're making these smaller experiences, which they said that we're going to focus on, those smaller experiences are also not selling like they would want them to. Putting the game on the Switch, like Lego Horizon, is not going ahead and popping off the way that they would want it to. So what is it that they need in order to move forward? The remasters, like Shuhei said, they need to sell in order for them to go ahead and move forward and make another game. Developers are sick of the remasters. I get it. They should stop championing this situation from taking place. But it is their lifeline right now. And again, the money's just not coming in. Not in a way that they can go ahead, sit back and spend it comfortably, in a way that they can say, if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, we just made a great game that we were excited to show the world, right? They're not there. They need to figure out what they think can structurally go ahead and be a hit.
Agreed.
And I'm not sure they have that formula either. You can spell it out for them and they'll find a way to fuck it up. So I think this is best case scenario.
I mean, it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the reality of what it is. And sadly, they're going to keep living in this little bubble in their mind where they're just begging for their prayers to be answered again. To say, hey, please stop this somehow. Again, I said it before, but it's just the truth. Like, they don't realize how irrelevant their games are to most people.
Mhm.
Like, we're literally not, like, we're talking about this because it's in the news, right? People are talking shit about this. People are praying that this is true and PlayStation can block and blah 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 blah. And it's like, that's the only reason, because outside of that, we're just fucking amped for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just pure excitement for us to be able to have these options when we buy our games. You know what I'm saying? Being able to play your games where you want. I mean, look, there's a lot of factors that are going to come into whether I buy a game on Steam or on Xbox, right? What's the price for one? And then it's like, well, how much of a difference is the price? Is it better for me to buy it on Xbox and get it on my cloud streaming and all this other shit? Like, there's a lot of fucking, there's going to be a lot of choices. Not as big of a slam dunk, but what it does do is not so much about the games that come out both places. It's about the games that are not. The games that are only on Steam, right? Which we know thousands and thousands of games are only on Steam. And to be able to go ahead and do that, whole new markets, there's like a, not that we fuck with them, but like visual novels and shit like that. There's whole different genres of games that exist only on Steam that, you know, again, if you felt the desire to do it, right, and check out these things, you can, right? It changes everything.
So beneficial to the developers as well, right? That go ahead and they can't make the version for the consoles right away, for it to be just a seamless situation where people can go ahead and also buy it, and it's available on the Xbox console. It's a big deal. When you don't have to add that to the list of things that you're going to go ahead and have to deal with as a developer.
Agreed. Over here, you got the homie G Maybe.
G Maybe was good
for being here, man. Says the PlayStation facade is broken.
Yeah.
Exclusivity was their whole lure. It's a vanity move to block their games on Xbox. This move would only hurt them further.
Yep.
Agreed.
100%.
This is literally a silent win for them, right? They literally get to celebrate, pop bottles in the background, like, yes, we finally have our games on Xbox and we don't have to expose ourselves.
They don't have to do anything about it, right? They don't have anything, no more work or investment money put out there for them to go ahead and do this.
They would make more news if they tried to block versus just letting that shit just fly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like without making a goddamn peep about it, people won't even know what's happening. But if they do make peep, all they're gonna do is expose themselves and bring the feature out more.
I mean, this is why they haven't gone ahead and kind of, even though the games are selling there and being wishlisted, they haven't made a big deal about, these games being put on their platform from Xbox. So
Agreed.
and that's a big W for them to go ahead and kind of hype people up even more.
Agreed 100%.
So we'll see.
All right. Before we move on, anything else anybody want to add to this here?
No, not for
Nope.
me.
All right. We're gonna switch gears quite a bit. I think we slapped up a bunch of ponies. So that's all fun and games. Now, something that I found interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Insider Gamer had an interesting exclusive about the Nintendo Switch 2. And his exclusive is that Nintendo Switch 2 will have a 3-phase launch plan for its games. And I got to tell you, if this is true, this is the stupidest fucking shit that I've ever heard. Okay? But before we, give our ideas on it, let's hear what the fuck it actually is, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share this. Okay. Exclusive Nintendo Switch 2 will have a 3-phase launch plan for its games. With Nintendo Switch 2 just 1 week from its official full reveal, this year's annual GDC was buzzing with talk around the future of the console. One such discussion was around the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date, which, according to people that I spoke to at the event, falls in June. So we're thinking that there could be a June release of the console. That would be different. He continues, but that's not all. According to various sources, the Nintendo Switch 2 will launch its games in a 3-phase strategy, starting with primarily first-party launch games. Games on launch. According to sources, the second stage will arrive in October to November for third-party studios, most of which are expecting the dev kits for the Switch 2 to be sent in June. Finally, it was said that the third phase for games will be in the holiday period. In addition to the talk of the 3-phase launch plan, Insider Gaming has also learned that select media and creators will be attending Nintendo Switch 2 hands-on next week, where they'll get hands-on with the console and some of its launch games for a few hours. Nintendo Switch 2 is scheduled to be fully revealed on April 2nd, so we expect more in-depth hardware coverage and perhaps some of its launch games too. A launch price along with the official release date is also expected to be announced during the event. According to various gaming insiders, Nintendo is also planning a Nintendo Direct later this week, but its contents is currently unknown. Okay. So did you just walk outside, Farrell?
No.
Sound like you had like a bus drive through your house.
It's pretty quiet.
Really? Did y'all
Yeah.
hear that? Huh.
Quiet.
Interesting. Yeah.
Everybody sleep.
Okay.
Quiet
Everybody
neighborhood.
asleep. Oh shit. Okay. Well, don't know what was that. All right. So the big thing for me is this fucking 3-tier bullshit, right? Fucking you have the start with just first party games, and then what, June, July, August, September, October, we're talking 4 to 5 months later, third party games are going to get introduced.
Yeah, I think this is
That's
going to be the
crazy.
first console that can really run third-party games how third-party developers want them to run. So they don't want that competition at the launch. That's what I would take it. So,
but doesn't that send a signal of like, fuck you, third parties? This is a first party box again.
I mean, it sends that signal, but I don't think third-party developers care. They want the money from the customers that are on that box. Like the Switch sells too much for Nintendo to say F you if the hardware is powerful enough to run their games.
Agreed. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's some asinine shit. Like if there's games that are releasing that are third party around that time, and instead of playing them on your new Switch that you have to wait to October and November to start playing them.
I mean,
like, what's that going to do? That's going to make you say, "Fucking," I'm gonna. Unless you like, yeah, sure, for Nintendo Switch only people,
yeah,
right? There's no other option. It is what it is. But do we really think? Like, does Nintendo really think that Xbox and PlayStation players are not going to be buying the Switch 2, and that they're going to be like, why the fuck do I have to wait?
yeah. I mean, I think they will, but Nintendo's never been consumer friendly.
Agreed. I think Nintendo, this comes off to me a little bit like of a let us do us, right? Let's go ahead and make a splash with our games. Let's not give people any other options. Like Faro just mentioned, they're not necessarily consumer friendly, so they want all the focus on their games and what they're bringing to the table. Everybody else can go ahead and freaking and wait. Let's see how this plays out. This is normally it's coming out in June, right? Normally they've been getting people used to springtime. But I guess they're banking on people wanting to play these games during the summer and kind of, feel like this is the time to go ahead and get it. And kids are out of school, get it for your kids so that they can go ahead and play during the summertime. And they want the focus and the attention only on the games that they're going to bring to the table. To go ahead and in June start sending out the kits, all right, that's a little crazy. Like they could have also just said no other games are going to release until October, November, but here are the dev kits, and go ahead and start working on stuff. They also got hit with people kind of outing what the Switch was going to be and feeling the pressure, kind of putting together something that they weren't ready to go ahead and put out there. That 2 minute, was it 2 minutes, 2 minutes that they went ahead and put that trailer together to kind of show what it was, because they information leaked. I think they did that under pressure. Maybe going ahead and sending out those dev kits was just going to release more information that they weren't ready to have out there yet. So this was a more permanent way to go ahead and keep that from happening and keep things under wrap. And once the Switch is out and everybody sees what they're bringing to the table, here, get your dev kit, start working on it. But these games can potentially take from 6 months to 1 year to even longer than that, if depending on the game. So they're kind of putting themselves in a situation then that come the holidays, like some of these games that could potentially be available and they can be selling on their Switch will not be. So
they have like
messy.
They have like an 80% attach rate on the Switch when it comes to their first party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you gotta remember the Switch came out when no one knew what that shit was going to be, right?
Yeah.
Like they just came off the Wii U, and it was like there weren't a lot of like people who flat out didn't want to be on the Switch,
mm-hmm.
right? Like you famously, like Bobby Kotick said it, and like the Take-Two head was like, yeah, like we don't want anything to do with your fucking shitty ass Switch.
Kind of like the pisser situation right now.
Yeah, so you're in a different situation now, and then now it's like, okay, people are like, okay, like let's fucking go, and Nintendo's like, nah, fam,
you're gonna have to wait.
You're gonna have to wait. I mean, listen, the only way this works, because I'm getting, some of y'all are not old enough to have lived through the Nintendo 64. Okay. I remember getting Mario and Wave Race. You know what I'm saying? And like that was it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that was like the only games that were out. I don't even know if any other games released around then, but like there was very little game choices. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I only got
lineup
Mario
has to
64.
come in thick.
Yeah, dude, and I rocked that shit forever until like I don't even know what the next.
I never got all 100 stars either.
Oh, I did, bro. I did. That shit was glorious.
And you're right. See,
played it
some
so
of us are
much.
too young to know.
Some of you are too young to know.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, it gives me that kind of feeling like, oh man, like I don't want to, like you're gonna be stuck with a handful of games if that's what's happening. Now, the flip side of this is Nintendo fucking gonna go and drop a shit ton of games. Like, are they having a whole bunch of games that they think they're gonna launch with?
As of right now, that's like their saving grace with me. I was not impressed by what I had seen on that little clip that they put out. So it doesn't seem like something that I feel any type of urgency to go run out and get, even for, the kiddos. So they're gonna need to really show up with the right freaking games in a nice thick amount, because this is not a go ahead and buy the new Switch to play that one or two games that they're gonna have available. The third parties with Game Pass and I don't know that Switch is the way to go when it comes to that for us. So like it's the Nintendo games, and we'll see what they're going to bring in, but they need to come in with heavy reinforcement in order for that Switch to really shine.
Agreed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I mean, I know how I feel about it. I don't like it. I don't like the idea that they're trying to create this stage where it's like, look at us, we're the only ones here. They're doing this because they have a lot more people who are interested in making games, and they're trying to cause that same stir that happened when Zelda launched, and there was like 120% attach rate. Like motherfuckers were buying the game that didn't even have a goddamn console. You know what I'm saying? Or people buying multiple copies of that shit. Like it's crazy what happened when the Switch came out. So there was nothing on there. So of course that happened. But if like that makes me feel like it's not sounding good for comparisons between their first party and what next gen are, like what the third parties are doing.
It sounds like a bit of a PlayStation situation with like we want to know what this Switch is going to bring to the table. We do want to see what kind of power they're showing up with, and how these, third party games are going to show up there. Maybe that's something that they don't want people to know yet. They want people to go ahead and buy the Switch for those games. And if they're, the idea is out there, yes, they're putting it out there. We're sending out the dev kits in June, and you are mostly misinformation. I don't know how many are going to be available between October and November. So we'll see how that plays out. A lot of delays, I foresee, but the idea that these third parties are just going to be popping in right before the holidays, and I think they're making it sound maybe bigger than it is. Maybe they don't want, again, these games being seen. They just want people to know, like, oh, these games are going to be, you're going to have third party games available to you, as well as, our first party. And they want that to just be it when people jump in to buy it. Rather than look at how this game looks on the Switch. I forget which one it was, that it was like your eyes were just dipped in Vaseline before you went ahead and saw the version of the Switch that they had. It was like, it was really, it was brutal.
So it's a lot of games like that on Switch, especially at this point in the life cycle.
Facts. 100%. All right, well, we'll see, man. We'll see what comes from it. I mean, listen, it's close next week. I would say if there is a live stream of that, maybe we'll want to stream that.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, that might be cool.
We'll see when. I mean, they tell you like what,
So
10 minutes prior?
No,
Like-
supposedly it's April 2nd. I think that's
April 2nd is when the pre-orders go live, right? I thought that was the day the pre-orders went live.
Also,
Well,
maybe they're gonna have
I
the
think they're
show
gonna
and then
do the
like
thing
here
and
go
do that at the
pre-order
same time.
this.
We'll see. We'll see.
Meet the Cheater says every game, Doodle. Every game.
Oh man. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
All right. And then we're gonna end the show with this little tidbit, just as a surprise announcement
Mm.
that is not really something to talk about deeply, but still was like, oh shit, word. And that, my friends, is that Game Informer magazine is back.
Oh.
We had spoken about how they got canceled.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They went away, they were gone. All of our childhoods, we all put a nice Twitter post about. I have so many of those magazines.
Oh
It's
gosh.
crazy.
How many
Yeah.
times have I tried to talk you into
I still have them.
yeah,
I love them.
into
Um,
the mouth?
I feel like getting the new. I feel like subscribing. Fuck it, start getting them here.
Yeah, they're doing physical again, so yeah.
Yeah, have the kids start fucking with it. But yeah, they're back. So basically, they actually got bought by a game company called Gunfire. Is it Gunfire? Gunzilla. I'm sorry.
Mm.
So over here, Gunzilla Games. We're proud to announce Gunzilla Games has acquired the iconic Game Informer. Game Informer, welcome to the family. Like, that's pretty dope. Like, for a company to be like for them to be like, hey, we liked, like, first of all, is this that game that we played? Remember we played this on the stream?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think. I'm not sure that's the one that you're thinking about.
No, this is the one.
Yeah?
Yeah. I forget, but so there's them. I'm pretty sure. We'll see.
All right.
Whatever. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Off the grid.
There you
Right
go.
there. Play off the grid. That's crazy that they are the ones who bought them. So the whole deal is that they're independent. There's no outside, involvement. It's just, hey,
That's cool.
they're supposed to be doing it all. And the key is that every single person who worked at Game Informer when they got shut down is
Oh,
back.
I like that.
So every single person who was working at that time and got let go is back. So that's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. Again, it's nothing like some major topic to go crazy about, but the fact that
So I'm assuming they're gonna have both. Like you get the digital copy,
digital
Yeah.
or
Print, yeah.
or print.
mhm,
I think-
or both.
I think I don't know if they do both.
They are doing both. They're
possibly.
doing digital and print.
Yeah, some
No,
people like.
but whether you could subscribe to both.
Oh,
I think
okay.
last
Probably.
time it was digital only or print only. Maybe
Okay.
they did say they're gonna have different options and shit. So maybe that's gonna be the thing. Maybe they're
Mhm.
gonna have an option that gives you the book and access to it.
People like to collect things if it's they might put in a nice sleeve. You
Agreed.
get to go ahead and read it and still keep the actual magazine intact.
Agreed. So yeah, I just thought this was a fun, like, this is a cool thing, right?
Mhm.
Like, it's dope that this happened. They're back. They're it was sad that Game Informer was gone, not because of anything they've done recently, to be honest with you. Like, I really don't care what they've done lately. It's more like the history. Like, so many of
Yeah.
the old game magazines are gone. They're like the last ones, right?
Mhm.
Electronic Gaming Monthly, Game Pro, gone with the wind. Xbox, official Xbox magazine, all the shit that I used to love for magazines were gone, and this was like the last one surviving. So kudos to them, man. Congrats to them for coming back. Very happy, and I'm looking forward to. I know they had some ponies who worked there for sure. I remember.
Yeah.
But still,
I mean,
Cool
it's
to the back.
it's a new time, right? It's a new
yep.
it's a new industry technically.
That's the
So
truth.
Hey,
That's the truth.
before we started doing these podcasts, these magazines were our version of the podcast growing up.
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly. 100%, bro.
Yeah.
100%. Yep. So, yeah, man. But this is cool. Happy that this happened. So, kudos to them. Congrats.
Agreed.
All right, guys. This is where we're gonna wrap it up, man. Thank you guys for rocking out with us. We
Thank you
appreciate
guys so
all of you
much.
fucking people are the shit.
Yes.
Thank you, homies, for rocking out. Of course, shout out to everybody who super chatted. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for helping support the channel.
Thank you guys.
Supposedly there's a super chat. Oh, my boy, right you are. I didn't
Right
see
you
it,
are.
fam. That wasn't on purpose, homie. Thank you for that $2 super chat. It says PlayStation
Thank you.
can't afford to lose money or hair like CMoney. God damn it, right you are. Wow.
BBG, baby. DBG.
DBG.
You know, BBG.
BBG.
Yes. Bold Beanie Gang.
That's not a thing.
Listen,
That's not a
I'm
thing.
just saying, don't suffer alone. there's a safe space.
Don't suffer alone.
You know?
Oh my God.
Oh man, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Like, you know how people lose hair in different places. Like if they just sold patches in different colors that people
Oh
can
my God.
put around.
That's a
Purple,
problem.
blue, green.
That's a problem. That's a problem. Guys, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. Thank you all again. Appreciate you. Of course, we want to
Thank
shout
you,
out everyone who
guys.
supports us over on Patreon and on YouTube members. You guys are the shit. Thank you all so much. Again, always remember that this podcast is brought to you by you. So thank you so much. We really do
Yes.
appreciate it. And of course, we want to shout out our elite members. That's right. We have the homie Big Boy Mike,
Let's
Dark
go.
Angelic, Pragmatic Eagle, Culture the Canuck, Music 72, and Queen Witch. Thank y'all
you,
so much.
guys.
You guys are awesome. And of course, our inner circle member, our boy, Big Migs Gaming.
Let's
Thank you, my
go.
brother. Shout out to the first few people who were in the chat, our homie E Ranks, Culture the Canuck, and Jonas the Dad. You guys are the shit.
Thank
Love
you guys.
seeing the people who were first still here.
Yes,
The
that's so
E-Ranks.
dope.
That's fire. Shout out to our first super chat was our boy Jonas the Dad with that $2 super chat. Appreciate you, fam. And our biggest super chat was from our boy Sean Johnson with that $10 super chat, man. Appreciate you, homie.
Thank
And
you,
gifted
guys.
memberships, our boy Jonas the Dad
Let's
with that
go.
5 gifted. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate all of y'all. Now, of course, we want to say thank you to our boy Pharaoh Bazaar in the building for rocking out with us,
you.
man. Thank you so much
Yes.
for being here, player. Let everybody know
Always
where to
good
find you,
rocking
man. What
out.
you got going on?
Yeah. Thank you for letting me on the show once again. Love being a
Thank you
standing
for
guest
being
here.
here.
You can find me Mondays on YouTube, Vitamin G Podcast. Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Let's go. Check
Sweet.
him out, guys.
That's fucking lootly, man. That's awesome, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you so
Mhm.
much.
Guys, thank you again for rocking out. Remember, we will be back Thursday, 8 p.m.
Yes.
Eastern with the On Point Gaming Podcast. Excited to see what the rest of the week has in store. So look forward to that show. Thank you all again. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle.
Yes,
We're done.
we are.
Until next time,
You're intruding.
you're intruding.